always in our clubhouse getting high. Super fuckers! Everybody wishes we would die. Super fuckers! Here we come like a bomb. Everybody fucking run and hide.
It's the Pizza Party Podcast. Who are you people?
Hey, it's Jim.
I'm doing commissions right now, but I'm also going to be filling in for Ken.
And that's Nolan, everyone, and I'm Pan Pizza. Yeah, Ken could not be here today. What happened to Ken?
I wanna fuck Sayaka Mickey.
I fucking hate Pan's videos.
Pan's videos suck dick.
I'm Ken.
Nigger.
I'm Ultraman.
These are good Ken impressions.
Yeah, Ken will probably be back next podcast because he spilled water on his laptop. Idiot.
Wah, wah.
Allegedly water. We don't know.
Allegedly water. Whoa.
Yeah, we don't know what he did.
It could have been, that LeBron Sprite that's out there.
LeBron Sprite?
There's a Sprite, and it's like, it says LeBron mixture on it. Which I don't even want to know what that is.
Shaquille O'Neal has his own soda.
Yeah.
Shaq drink or whatever it was.
See, you can have your own soda, and that's fine. But until you do what Kiss did with their comic book, I say it's not worthy. Because Kiss, you know what Kiss did, right?
What did they do?
So this isn't a crazy story. Like, they actually filmed them doing this. They had a comic book with Marvel Comics. They had blood taken, and they actually put their blood into the ink that was in the comics.
Whoa.
Like, there's actual footage of this. Yeah, it's a real thing. Like, and they really did it. I was like, I can't believe. But anytime I see a drink, I'm like, unless you're gonna go to Kiss levels, I'm not gonna drink it. I want to drink LeBron's blood. I want to be better. Hopefully, he doesn't have diseases. I don't know.
Oh, well, it's not like you're getting like who's that guy from the 80s? Magical.
Oh, Magic Johnson.
Whoa.
Bring up. Whoa. Or you could be like, what if it's like in The Incredible Hulk and I'm like Stan Lee and then I die of radioactive poisoning? Maybe they're radioactive monsters.
Or what if it's like Spider-Man Rain where he like jizzes into Mary Jane and then she dies because she gets cancer from his radioactive semen?
That actually happened. That's an actual comic book, people.
That happened?
Yeah, that's an actual comic.
Whoa.
Marvel wanted to do something super edgy and dark, like because Batman did something similar. I mean, Batman was starting to do the edgy dark thing that became popular, and they were like, shit, what can we do? And then they got somebody to write that.
Yeah, someone wrote that down.
And it was like The Dark Knight Returns or something. It was about the story where older Batman returns.
Oh, in the 80s? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
like
they
It was a similar story with Spider-Man. He stops being Spider-Man because he killed Mary Jane with his radioactive semen. I think. I could be wrong.
Damn.
I can't
talk about getting. There's a sex joke there somewhere. Oh, there you go. I was trying to be more clever, but.
Oh, shut up.
I was trying to come up with something. I don't know.
But speaking of radioactive liquids, like I remember in the second Hulk live action movie where Stan Lee was getting that drink and it had like a bit of this Bruce Banner's blood in there. I thought Stan Lee was going to be the villain of that movie.
That would have been fucking amazing.
I know.
Cool.
But
what?
How many canon Stan Lees are there in the MCU? There's old chess playing Stan Lee.
Well, then you have to get into, because X-Men and Spider-Man aren't MCU, so that's Spider-Man a different. Well, now, but the old ones, he was in the last of Spider-Man, and that doesn't count. But I think his best one, even though it's a bad movie, was the first Andrew Garfield Spider-Man in the library with the headphones. I actually think that's my favorite one.
I'm waiting for
that movie wasn't that bad.
I'm waiting for all the Stan Lees and Bruce Campbells in the Spider-Man universe just to cross into each other.
Oh, I miss Bruce Campbell in the Spider. He was so good. He was my favorite part.
Yeah, I remember
who did Bruce Campbell play? I forget.
In the first one, he was the ringside announcer for the wrestling match, and he named Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's the guy who where Tobey Maguire goes, the human spider, and he goes, dude, that sucks.
I heard he was at a convention he was at a convention and he literally said, "I'm the most important character in every Spider-Man movie that I've been in." If you think about it, because in the first one he gives him his name. In the second one, he's the only person who can stop Spider-Man, and in the third one, he's always at a major plot point. It's Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, because in the second one he stopped him from watching Mary Jane's performance. Third one, I think he was a waiter at a fancy restaurant.
Well, it was the restaurant where he was going to propose to Mary Jane.
Oh, yeah. Bruce Campbell is the most powerful Spider-Man villain.
Oh, that should have been how they wrapped up the trilogy. It was like, didn't you see? I was behind this the entire time.
I heard they were going to make a Mysterio if there was going to be a Spider-Man 4, but that never happened.
Oh, really? I know they were going to do, with the Vulture, and Anne Hathaway was going to be basically the same character she was in Dark Knight Returns.
Black
it's
Cat.
like almost
Yeah, she was going to be Black Cat, but then they weren't going to have her be Black Cat. They were going to have her be the Vultress.
Yeah.
Triss? Is that a thing?
No, it's not. Sam Raimi came up with it.
Oh.
Up for that.
Well, that's what happens when you try to shoehorn Venom into your movie. But hey, the last I don't know.
They were gonna go the Superman movies route where it got ridiculously silly and stupid.
Oh.
Yeah.
But hey, that last video, surprisingly, a lot of people actually liked it this time. It wasn't like embarrassing like that goth video. I will not apologize for that goth video.
Please don't apologize.
Everyone,
No, don't apologize. Be yourself. Be yourself, man.
Humiliate myself on the internet.
Do you know what happened the last time somebody acted like themselves?
What?
Columbine. That happened.
Whoa. I thought you were going to say something more current. I'm more surprised by how old that reference is.
No. Yeah.
Time for that joke to get cut.
I don't even know anymore. I don't know. Hey, but hey, the news. Let's get into the news. Because, the next video is going to be Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. I hate that movie.
Ooh, I'm interested.
You.
It's going to suck. Okay, let's go to the news.
Wait, have Nickelback's Hero play us out. Because we talked about Spider-Man. And they say that a hero
will save us.
They say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. Someone told me love would all save us. I'm not gonna fall away.
Because it wasn't Nickelback. It was Nickelback and a guy from another stupid band. I think that's what it said in the music video.
I remember so many AMVs of that song. Oh,
are they still up?
Possibly. I don't know. They're probably all terrible.
What's an A and B?
Oh, an anime
Animated
music video. It means when you get like clips of animes and you turn them into music videos and.
Oh, I've seen some of those.
Yeah.
You sound so disappointed.
Just like that song that we've let Nickelback keep going is one of humanity's greatest failures.
I mean, Nickelback is a great band. Remember that one song they did? It was a good song.
I think.
Jim, you don't know the pain of AMVs until your friend comes over to your house and forces you to watch this thing called AMV Hell 3, which is 60 minutes of nothing but people's AMVs and like movie clips, audio under anime footage. Like they have like the scene from Scarface, but they put anime characters over it, so it's extra cringe-inducing.
Oh my god!
Wait! I thought the story was that your friend made one and then he showed you.
Oh, that was a different story. But yeah, he made one of Linkin. I think it was Linkin Park's going, I wanna feel, I wanna what I thought was never real. And like he invited me over to his house, and then this was like 2001, 2002, and he showed me his Dragon Ball Z AMV, and we had to sit there and watch it.
Oh, Linkin Park. There's no story that begins with them that's not embarrassing.
Oh, what happened?
They came to my town when I was a teenager, and I was not there for this, but I've been told this is good. Everybody get these singles, and they were like, everybody listened to the single there and went, wow, this music's awful, but these guys are so nice. It feels really weird because they hung out with like these punks in our town and were like super nice to them. This is like when they were just starting or something. I don't know.
You mean Linkin Park?
Yeah, and they were just like everyone was like they're the nicest guys, but I fucking hate that music. It was the worst.
Hey man, you're pain.
What are singles?
There were a cassette that would have just one or two songs on one side and one or two songs on the other side.
That sounds like some sort of like Kraft mac and cheese thing.
Singles.
It sounds delicious.
I think you could send away for a single.
I think you're thinking of Kraft singles.
Yeah, it sounds like something you'd microwave and when you don't know how to cook and you're living alone, like I did.
Well, you could get like
if you want to make a grilled cheese, but you don't know how to use a pan, so.
Oh. Hey, the news! Oh my god, the
news.
Okay, so if you remember in that top 10 video of top 10 lost unfinished cartoons, I talked about an Aqua Teen Hunger Force episode that was making fun of the Boston bomb scare. Not the Boston bombing. This was before that. Where
they're with the light thingies.
Yeah, so Cartoon Network put a bunch of light brights all over the city to promote the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie, and people of Boston thought those were bombs, and they went on like lockdown, and people were freaking out, but I don't know, it was a huge mess, and Cartoon Network had to pay $2 million, and the president of Cartoon Network got fired. But anyway, as retaliation, Aqua Teen Hunger Force made an episode, 3 episodes allegedly, making fun of that incident that they kind of caused.
I thought it was like 3 cuts of the same episode.
Yeah, 3 cuts of the same episode. It was never released, but until a few days ago, about January, it was leaked, and nobody really noticed until the day I uploaded that video. Suddenly, everyone noticed it.
Wow! Because of Pan, everybody.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You can thank me later.
But it's kind of ironic how this is the second time a cartoon has gotten leaked because of you.
I am great. Yes.
What was the first time?
Dexter's removal.
And that was a disappointment.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you had... That was you.
Yeah.
He was the one who got the tag started, and then
I don't know about that, but...
Oh, but the when I watched your video and you're talking about how this one police chief thought it was a bomb, I was just imagining the other people who work for the police department, and they're like, God, fucking Gary has to make a crisis out of everything. They're just like, I fucking hate that guy. Like every time, like this was going to be a slow week. We were all going to I was going to take a nap today, but oh no, we have a bomb scare. Thanks a lot, Gary. Thanks a lot.
I literally, this is the only time in the week I can go to fucking Dunkin' Donuts and get good deals on donuts. But no, fucking Gary had to ruin it for everybody. You stupid fuck.
Oh, God damn it, Gary, stop being a social justice warrior. Shut up.
And they all actually like Aqua Teen. They're like, fucking Gary, what did you do?
Didn't you see the Moonanites episode? Don't you know who those characters are?
Like they're trying to tell me, go, Moonanites? What is that? Sounds like an Al-Qaeda cell. You're like
sounds
Gary,
like an Al-Qaeda terrorist. Maybe he knows Osama bin Laden. He starts talking to the light bright. Do you have cameras in here? Do you have microphones in here, Osama bin Laden? We're gonna find you.
they're like Gary, just what?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was like, Gary, don't call them. Oh, God damn it. He's calling the mayor.
Oh,
God damn it, Gary. God damn it.
Gary, you get in this bathtub right now. Gary the snail, do it.
No. And then go.
I bet
push him under.
Gary got promoted after that. And they're like, God damn it. We were going to put him in an office where no one would see him. Oh,
fucking Gary. Am I right?
Worst police sergeant ever.
God damn it, Gary. But yeah, this episode, it's already been taken down from YouTube, but I'll link to it below because there's several people who made copies of it and are distributing it illegally.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so
it's like
hopefully you'll be able to find it on this place where I got my research from, the Lost Media Wiki that catalogs all these lost cartoons and movies and games, stuff like that.
How regularly is that updated? Because I feel like I should go back there.
Oh, yeah. That gets updated every week or so. There's a lot of stuff that gets found and lost. Because a couple of weeks ago, there was a Kablam pilot episode that got found. If you know the show Kablam on Nickelodeon, it was about these 2 kids who just show off several animated shorts. But eventually, the Nickelodeon decided to give them their own show. And there was a pilot for that was never released until now.
Norbert actually did a thing about that.
Oh yeah, Norbert from the last podcast and his own podcast, the Saturday Morning Podcast.
But it was interesting. The thing is about lost media is actually like 80 to 90% of silent films are considered lost. So that could get incredibly long if you really wanted to get into it.
Yeah, same with like a lot of cartoons back then, because there was really no they didn't really think about preserving them or having a standard for them.
We used to have a lot more preservation, and then when Blockbuster when Blockbuster switched to DVD, they basically, this is a real thing. I don't have a source to back it up, but I remember reading it at the time, that they're basically taking VHSs out in the back and destroying them if no one had rented them in a while. But people were bringing up, like, you're probably destroying copies of things that you don't realize are worth something, because they would throw out obscure stuff. So there's a lot of cartoons I know that got destroyed that way.
Oh, man. Speaking of weird cartoons, like, at a thrift store, I found a VHS of what I thought was the Rambo cartoon. And I decided to pop it into my VHS when it worked. God, my VHSs don't work anymore. I need a new one. But it's not the Rambo cartoon. It's like this other video of like Rambo, but like an educational tape for with characters from Rambo.
Oh, they made a ton of those. They were all the rage to make. And
what's weird is like I can't even find any clips of it on YouTube. It's not on eBay. It basically doesn't exist on the internet at all. I probably have the only copy of it.
Oh wow.
You own it?
Some weird Rambo tape that no one seems to know exists on the internet. Damn. Oh yeah, but yeah, Aqua Teen Boston's leaked in, I don't know, Ken said it was one of his favorite episodes, but I don't know. I didn't finish watching it, but the animation's not done yet, because it was just a rough draft of an episode. But yeah, who knows what other things will be leaked. Yeah.
Is that a threat?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. But hey.
Hopefully not my nudes.
Yeah, hopefully not none of my nudes either.
In other news, because of the success of like Maleficent and Cinderella, Disney is gonna produce live action Winnie the Pooh and Beauty and the Beast and Pinocchio and Alice in Wonderland and
Wait, are you for real?
Yeah.
No, he's not
Winnie
joking.
the Pooh.
Yes. They actually hid the Winnie the Pooh announcement. They're like, hey, all these people are in Beauty and the Beast, also Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Fuck no, God.
And it's supposed to be an older Christopher Robin goes back.
Oh, yeah. It's an adult.
Oh, God, ew, no.
They're ripping off the Fairy Odd Parents movie with Drake Bell as Timmy Turner.
It sounds edgy. Like, it shouldn't sound edgy.
So
can't they just start re-releasing their movies again? Can they just stop doing this? Just re-release them. That's what we all really want.
How about remake like some of their crappy live action movies into cartoons?
Or did I might have brought this up before, but just do Black Cauldron. That's the one everyone would want. Remake Black Cauldron.
I think Black Cauldron.
Nobody knows about Black Cauldron though.
I think it would do well. Fantasy stuff does well, and the people who like Black Cauldron would be into it, and then you could get new people also.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think for live-action Disney movies, I think they should bring back the Black Hole.
They were talking about that with the guy who directed Tron Legacy for a little bit, but Black Hole's, like, so slow.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very just unusual Disney film. I don't even know how it got made.
No, well, it was the post-Star Wars boom.
Oh, yeah.
There was a bunch of, like, because people always go, without Star Wars, there wouldn't be Alien, but there were also a ton of other shitty big studio sci-fi movies, like Saturn VII was one, and Black Hole was Disney's, and it actually did pretty well, but the score is amazing, and I think I've talked about somewhere the matte paintings were fucking amazing also.
The Black Hole, but yeah, I've talked about how messed up the ending was. It was just so... it's just a disaster of an ending. I don't know how to describe it. Well, I don't want to spoil it.
They were talking about it before they got the rights to Star Wars. So I think now they're like, why would we do this? We have Star Wars.
That's sad. They just
abandoned
abandoned
it. I wonder if Star Wars is going to be any good.
I'm not even. I don't know. I'm gonna see them all, so it doesn't. Does it even matter?
Yeah, can't wait for the Plinkett reviews.
I think the first one will be good, but I'm more excited for the Ryan Johnson sequels.
Oh yeah, they're good because they're making 3 Star Wars movies and also like these 3 other like in between side stories.
Well, they're doing the saga movies come out every 2 years, and every between each of them comes out the side films that are like either prequels or isolated stories or whatever.
Yeah,
so
that sounds like it'll be like very, I don't know, oversaturated.
Well, they're going to make Sonic movies every year.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
No, well, next year there's going to be a Star Wars movie in 2016 in December, and then in May there's going to be the next Star Wars movie after that. So in that period, you will get sick of Star Wars because within 6 months you're getting 2 of them, and it'll be the 40th anniversary of Star Wars in 2017. So they'll probably make.
Really?
Yeah, 2017. You will get. I guarantee we will all get sick of Star Wars because it's going to be oversaturated from what I've heard already.
It's gonna. I don't know. I'm afraid it'll be so oversaturated that it'll like kill off Star Wars for a generation.
Nothing will kill Star Wars.
Good. Star Wars sucks.
Oh.
Star Wars will be around. Star Wars is like the SHREK of sci-fi.
Oh, shut up.
No, we're not at the SHREK topic yet.
Disgusting heathen.
I'm sorry. No, it's like the Highlander of franchises that aren't actually Highlander.
Wow.
Which is its own. Anyway, sorry.
Damn, but yeah, live action Disney remakes. Here's my speculation. The Mulan remake, it's gonna be an all white cast.
No, they're not going to do that.
They're gonna do it. They're
not going to do that.
I think we should give Disney some credit. They're not like The Last Airbender.
You just wait.
Yeah, they're not going to do the Beauty and the Beast one has a crazy cast, and I'm interested, but I know it's going to be awful.
Who plays Beast?
Beast is. Did you see the movie The Guest?
No.
That was a long silence. We should have just said that. But this guy Dan Stevens, who looks exactly like the handsome Beast, and then Emma Watson's Belle, and Josh Gad, everyone's favorite, is Gaston's little henchman, and Ian McKellen's Cogsworth. It's all pretty good casting. And the guy who did it is an okay director, but he also did a couple Twilight movies, so...
He needs money.
Well, let's be real. Nobody actually put any effort into the Twilight movies, so we didn't see their 100%.
No.
Yeah, well, they from what I read at the time, up until the third one, they did try, and then I got the impression they're like, dude, like, whatever, let's just make money, go home. You know what I mean?
I feel like they're going to overshoot themselves with all these remakes of animated movies.
No, I agree. I just don't. The thing I've probably bitched about this too much, but I just think it's odd they don't have someone who's really running the live action remakes, because they do feel like they're coming from all these different places, and I wish they had someone who was like controlling them so they felt a little more organized, because it's like Cinderella is so different from Maleficent and all this stuff, and it just doesn't feel like they really know what they're doing. They're just like picking random ones to go, Dumbo, sure, whatever.
Dumbo, it's by Tim Burton.
I just don't. Disney, you have enough money, just re-release the cartoons. That's all I want. I would love to see Dumbo in a theater. Like I might have when I was like 3 or something, but
that's still stuck in the Disney vault. Nothing escapes the vault.
Remember when George Lucas still owned Star Wars, he was going to release all the old movies year by year in 3D?
Oh yeah, that changed because Disney bought up Star Wars and they canceled that project.
Did they do Attack of the Clones in 3D?
No, just episode 1.
Wow, I know he had done 3D conversions of the prequels. I thought those were all done.
I was disappointed because, like, you know, it made me really nostalgic to see, like, Phantom Menace commercials in 3D playing over and over again, because that just reeks of late 90s.
Somewhere in the universe, the ultimate evil stirs. But
three legendary heroes have come together and will lead the battle to save the galaxy from the menace of the dark side.
Right after lunch.
Play Defeat the Dark Side. Collect cool Star Wars game medallions and you could win cash prizes, even $1 million. Only at Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut.
Every day, more people are choosing Lowe's.
Phantom Menace is weird for me because I don't like the movie, but that was like kind of a big summer for me personally. Mm-hmm. So I kind of look back on the merchandise and waiting for it fondly, but I don't look back at the movie. It's like I don't like the movie, but I own it on DVD just because I was like, man, I remember waiting in line and having, making friendships with people and all this stuff. But then the movie pisses me off, but like without the movie, all these amazing things wouldn't happen. So it's kind of like, it's a weird, because it was really like there weren't 1201s then. That was a huge deal. And
what's 1201?
Sorry, that's midnight showings. The first showing of a movie being at midnight. That was seriously the first time outside of New York was doing it for like 10 years previous, and only weird theaters if you were in the know. But outside of that, they never did that. And then it became a standard. Now it's like at 7:00 they do the first showing.
Oh yeah, which
I think is better because you're so tired. You're getting home at like 3 or 4 in the morning, depending on that. But that was. I look back on Phantom Menace fondly, even if the movie I don't look back on fondly.
Oh yeah,
I think everybody has that type of movie because I know for me that type of movie was the last fucking Airbender.
Yeah,
nobody was more excited for that movie than me. Me and my friends. I mean, me, my family, and my friend were gonna go watch and then have like homemade pizzas afterward. And while we were in the theater, we were just like, this sucks. And then my mom was like, I liked it. I was like, Mom.
Well, everyone I talked to, if they never saw Avatar, they always say, yeah, it was okay. I liked it. To Avatar fans, it's garbage, but for someone who's never watched Avatar, it's okay to them.
I actually remember there were film critics who, right before that came out, a lot more critics had TV shows, and like almost everyone within a month did a segment about how Avatars has a long, complicated history, and them thinking they can do this in one live action movie is incredibly insulting and all this stuff. And I was like, there were like these 50-year-old guys, and I was like, you guys watch really? You watch Avatar? Like it was Ebert and this New York critic and a lot of people did it, and they were like not people you'd expect, especially at the time, to be watching it.
Yeah, I mean they just
there was like what?
I said I was going to say that I guess that's just a testament to how popular The Last Airbender is.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time, like crap, now I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, sorry.
Oh man.
But there was a critical backlash before it had even come out, because they were all. I knew so many critics who wrote pieces against that movie before it even started shooting, because they were like, there's no way you can do this. No.
The problem with that movie, it's like 90 minutes, but they try to cram all of season 1 into one movie, and it felt so rushed, because like they just narrate over like major plot points.
Jeez. No, that's my problem with a lot of comic book movies when they go over 100 issues in one movie, and you're like, no, you can't really do that. Just pick a story and do that. Like that's much more where movies.
They should just make up their own story.
Well, that's true too, but just like doing a ton of continuity in a 2-hour period has never worked, except maybe the first Captain America, which does like the entire World War II comics in one movie. That kind of works, but they made it into
the World
one
War II
story.
comics were just propaganda, weren't they?
Yeah, they were good stories, but they also did weird supernatural stuff, so they're not. I've seen worse propaganda. They're at least fun propaganda.
Whatever we were talking about, Disney live-action remakes.
We really went on a sidebar there.
Yeah, can't wait for Beauty and the Beast and whatever, the furry remake.
Christopher Robin goes back to the 100-Acre Wood and it's all ruined.
Oh yeah, the grim, dark Winnie the Pooh remake.
I can't wait for the Rescuers with Jonah Hill and maybe Scarlett Johansson and
Rescuers Down Under. The sequel was better.
That sequel was like kind of random, because why would you make a sequel to that one? But it made me think about. I had a lot of Australia questions when I was 6 or 7, that my dad tried to answer, and I think eventually was like, just shut up. This is the longest ride to the theater in my life. I was like, what time is it in Australia right now? Is it winter when it's winter here? Wait, what do you mean it's different? How's the sun work? Why is it called Down Under? Why?
Is there giant birds in Australia like that?
How many kangaroos? The kangaroos like pets? Are they like pets like dogs? It was like, I remember him looking really haggard by the time we went to the theater because I think I asked every question you can think of about Australia. He was just like, just watch the movie. Oh my God.
On the subject of other Disney adaptations, though, I think Rescuers Down Under and Frozen are getting Disney musicals.
Who's moving something in the back?
Huh?
Who's moving something in the back like...
My dad is mixing up our cat food.
Oh, okay.
Everybody can thank my dad for all the background noise.
Put that in the damn podcast.
Did you guys hear that?
Barely.
He said, put that in the damn podcast.
Your dad is like a reoccurring minor character. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I can't wait for my uncle to come back because it's almost guaranteed he's just going to come and go drunkenly, humans are idiots. Oh. I'm not wrong.
Someone should do fan art of Nolan's dad.
Yeah.
Please do.
We can also bring in my little sister.
Safe for work.
I'm sure she's in the house somewhere. Oh, but other news. Kids Next Door update on the...
Galactic Kids Next Door rules!
Nigel Uno, what have you done?
Attention all Kids Next Door operatives. As of right now, there are no plans for a Galactic Kids Next Door series. But there should be. Thanks for helping us try. Because you know what? I would not mind spending an extended period of time in space fighting like giant monsters and aliens on alien worlds. And maybe even have another showdown with the Toilinator. You know, I would like to tell that guy a thing or two right now if I could, and it'd be better if I could do it in space. All right, I'll calm down.
You know, Galactic Kids Next Door, because if you were following what Galactic Kids Next Door was, basically they put a bunch of viral marketing stuff, like a animatic to a trailer of like the future of Kids Next Door, that Cartoon Network show, and what happened. But it turned out it was like kind of an April Fool's joke, but also as a test to show like how dedicated fans are still to Kids Next Door. And because it's not a Cartoon Network production, it's a production by Curious Pictures. It's kind of hinted like maybe they're trying to take it to Disney XD because I don't know. They showed a web browser and on the top they just showed Disney on there. So maybe Disney XD will pick up a Kids Next Door reboot. If it happens, who knows?
Maybe. I mean, it's so weird because didn't Curious Pictures like totally tank or something?
Are they still around?
I don't think they are.
I
remember Curious Pictures to Team Umizoomi. The only thing I remember from Team Umizoomi is that Gordon Ramsay did a commercial with them, and he's like, "Oh, Team Umizoomi, can you help me make this strawberry shortcake?"
Oh yeah, I remember that.
The fuck that was a good Gordon Ramsay.
Play that commercial, please.
Yeah, I'll play it if I remember that. I'll do that.
Nolan, you should do your Gordon Ramsay more often.
Why did the chicken cross the road? Because you didn't fucking cook it!
I'm imagining if like the Kids Next Door does go to Disney XD, I hope it doesn't suffer the same fate as Shaolin Chronicles, where it's kind of the same show, but they have to change the names to certain things and change the colors and...
Or like what Disney did to Doug when they got Doug, like they made everyone age up.
Oh yeah, well it kind of made sense because like
yeah, that's true.
I follow the Disney's Doug's continuity because if you saw Nickelodeon's Doug, the final episode was Doug graduating and that popular kid, I don't know, the one with a Letterman jacket said, "Bye Doug, see you in junior high." that kind of like bridge the gap to Disney's Doug, where it takes place in junior high and they're older.
Wait, Doug was like in elementary school?
The first one, yeah, I think.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Also, there's the Gordon Ramsay commercial.
You can't tell what age these characters are, because it always bothers me that little kids in cartoons and TV shows are just like walking around unsupervised. There's no parents around. That always bugs me.
Oh, I don't mind that. I was one of those kids.
What a weird thing to get from Nickelodeon. Why would Disney think, of all these shows, which can we have from Nickelodeon?
Well, everyone was... I think it was because Rugrats was never going to leave. Ren and Stimpy was kind of over, and everybody in the mid-90s was every channel, like CBS, ABC, had a Ren and Stimpy ripoff show. None of them were anywhere near as good or as well animated, but they clearly were making those. Mm-hmm. And then like Doug was probably like the one that had ended and was looking for a new home. And so,
like, well, we'll take this one. They're basically picking the one that was picked last for like dodgeball or whatever.
Yeah, it was like the least popular one, to my understanding, wasn't it? I never thought it did that well.
Dear Journal, Nickelodeon rejected me. I guess I'll go to Disney.
I'll just sit here banging on a trash can.
A movie and a live action show.
Banging
a live action show?
A live action, like a stage show.
Oh, I remember that. I was there. At Disney World.
I was there too when I was younger.
I remember at the end, I don't know, I remember it being really cheesy at the end. Doug says, "Wow, so that's why they call it a theme park."
Fuck off, Doug.
Yeah, fuck Doug. God damn it. Where's that fucking game show you promised us?
Although he what? Wait,
they uploaded that.
Oh, yeah.
What Doug are we talking about?
Doug Walker.
The Nostalgia Critic. Update. Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic, updated his, he finally released the $90,000 in fan donations, game show. I'll link to it below, and it is fucking awful.
$90,000? Oh my god.
Jim, we need to show you this set. Hold on.
No, I've seen the pictures of the set.
We should make that the podcast picture, just the quiz show.
Oh, man.
But yeah, and the best part is the guy who hosts it, Brad Jones, he has his own website and his own show and everything, and his own Twitter. Never mentioned it once.
Yeah.
Never said, "Hey, I'm on this." Nope, never.
No.
He doesn't acknowledge it.
No, I mean, it's just the worst game show ever. Like, allegedly in the description, they say, well, we got 90,000 from fan donations, but that went to other stuff. So we left 40,000 to this game show, and there is no way 40,000 went to this game show at all.
There's live action movies that cost less than that now.
Yeah. There was they had physical challenges, and one of them was solving a maze.
Sure is a lot of mental challenges here.
Not like going through an actual maze, like a piece of paper, and you had to like draw the maze.
Yeah, that's their. They also had to play that. I forget. This is thing you buy at a gas station. It's like a little toy fish pond that spins around, and you have a fishing pole with a little magnet at the end, and you pick up the fish through that. That's how they open. That's their physical challenge.
Yeah,
I feel like the most interesting challenge of that game show was the accounting challenges they had to do to make that possible.
Oh.
I would like to see that game show go, okay, well, Doug Walker gets 30,000 and everyone else gets screwed. And then we have this left over.
Oh, yeah. For something with a lot of physical challenge, there sure are a lot of challenges mentally here.
What?
I feel like that's a really cheap pot shot, but
I'm trying. Okay. Hang on, I gotta think about this. How do I execute this thing? Wait. Fuck it. Well, I'm gonna cut that out. No one will have to know my shame.
Don't worry. Doug Walker executed himself. Oh. If he kills himself before this goes up, I'm gonna look like a real asshole.
Oh no! Don't say that.
No, sadly, Doug Walker is still around.
Cool. He'll be around forever.
We didn't really talk about Doug Walker that much until it was learned that Pan couldn't make it onto the channel Awesome, and now we shit about them all the time.
I mean, I could have made it on the channel, but I missed one Skype call, and then they just said they never got back to me. I contacted them like, hey, how do I get back to you guys? It's like, and they never get back to me.
That's like, when people do stuff like that, I'm just like, who do you think you are that you're like,
Isn't this supposed to be a business?
Yeah, it's like, do you really think like that's an appropriate way to behave? Like, come on.
Yeah, way to get back to the talent that are auditioning for your thing. Just like, fuck it. Well, whatever. We don't care. Yeah. That game. We'll link to that game show in the description. It's terrible. But yeah. And the last bit of news, John R. Dillworth has started a Kickstarter for the Dirty Birdie sequel. It's one of his short films that he made before Courage that we talked about in the interview to him. I interviewed him a while back. That was me. Yeah, so I don't know. I kind of feel this Kickstarter came out of nowhere with no promotion, so I'm kind of afraid for it. Yeah.
I'm surprised. I actually hadn't heard much about it because Bill Plimpton has a Kickstarter that came out this week, and that got like a lot of big press about it. So I'm a little surprised his did. Dillworth came out the same week.
Yeah, who's Bill Plimpton?
Oh, he did. Sorry, he's an independent. I reviewed his movie Cheatin' recently, and he's an independent animator in New York, and he did stuff like Guard Dog. He's done a bunch of features. He does kind of a lot of like commercials and stuff like that. But he runs his own studio. He did that Kanye West video, Heard Him Say. But he works really fast, and he's independent. He actually turned down working on Aladdin.
Wow.
Yeah. But he used to be a bigger deal, but he's still a pretty kind of a legendary independent animator. And I think Cheatin' is on Vimeo on demand now or something. But Idiots and Angels, which I thought was on Netflix, I'm not sure. That's a really good movie. But he's been around for, I guess, since the 80s. He used to do a lot more stuff. He has like a very unique style, kind of sketchy. But he never got a thing on TV, really. So, but Dillworth, I mean, I wish him the best of luck. It just sucks when every time I hear a big Kickstarter that you hear about, there's always like another one that's just as interesting that you don't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Which
know.
sucks. But I wish him the best. Give him money, kids.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, you'll see. Oh, and that's all for the news now. Let's get into the topic.
Oh, wait, let me get my one cat woke up from the pile of clothes. Let me get him out of here real quick.
Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, John Lithgow.
Yeah! What kind of knight are you?
One of a kind. Everybody needs a little Shrek.
Shrek. Shrek.
They got a big one.
Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
Shrek.
I just know before this is over, I'm gonna need a whole lot of serious therapy. Look at my eye twitching.
And we're back, and it's the SHREK podcast. The topic is SHREK. Guys, what was your first experience with SHREK?
That's a pretty big question there, my man.
Yeah, that's a personal question. If you know my relationship with SHREK.
I remember. Oh, go on, Jim. You can go first.
No, I have to think about it. What is yours? Sorry.
Well, I was alone in my bedroom one night, and I was crying because I was sick of hearing my parents argue. And then Shrek came in through the window and said, "Your pain is over now, laddie. Shrek is love. Shrek is life."
No more.
I'm not sure if that happened or not.
I don't know. I don't think that happened, but...
Actually... this is kind of crazy. I thought about this yesterday. Well, I like it because when I watched the first movie, you know how they have those, or they used to have like a newspaper or a magazine would have like a summer movie preview, and it would have a list of like all the summer movies. And Shrek was a summer movie. And I was in a history of film class. I was in high school, but I took film classes at the college near me. and I did a film history class, and I got there early, and all these kids were talking about how amazing Shrek was going to be. And they were all older than, like a lot of years older than me. And they're all like, man, they're going to make fun of Disney. This is going to be so funny. I'm so excited for Shrek. And then the teacher came and was like, oh, you have the summer movie preview? What are you excited to see? And they were all like, Shrek's going to be so funny. And I was like, what is going on right now?
Stick it to Disney.
Then it was weird because it's like all these kids who were like pretty smart and knew their stuff were all like, Shrek is going to be like this amazing movie. And I was like, what is happening right now?
They knew what they were talking about.
I thought so until that I was like, what is this movie? But then I said it in an earlier pizza party that I saw it in a drive-in.
Damn. The last drive-in I went to was for Austin Powers 2 and Wild Wild West.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess mine was, this was summer of 2001, the Shrek came out. And Shrek defied the nation.
Yeah.
And yeah.
He defied the nation.
He defiled it, all right.
The nation was Shrektacular after that movie.
Damn. Yeah, I think my first time I ever saw Shrek was like at my family's house in Mexico. Like we recently bought a DVD player, and that was the new thing, DVD. And we got the movie Shrek, and I remember the DVD just kept stuttering and stuttering every so often because it was, I don't know, we were in Mexico. It was probably a shitty Mexican DVD player. But eventually it started working, and yeah, that truly was. I thought the funniest scene in Shrek was the scene where Fiona was singing to that bird.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that scene, and the bird explodes.
That was one of the things rewatching it was like they just take exact shots from Disney movies and make fun of them. I was like, wow, that's pretty it's pretty clear what you're doing. Like you're not even trying to pretend.
Wasn't this like Jesse Katzenberg's like revenge on Disney or whatever?
Yeah, it was like supposed to be kind of his revenge. I mean, it was in development for a really long time, but that was supposed to be his revenge because I don't know what happened with him and Michael Eisner. I'm not exactly sure that the whole details, but I think they had kind of a falling out, and then he formed DreamWorks with Spielberg and David Geffen, but then he took over the animation side.
Yeah.
So,
but let me explain who this Jesse Katzenberg is. Jeffrey Katzenberg, yeah. He used to work at Pixar or Disney or whatever, and he always had this idea to make things more edgier, because he had this original cut of Toy Story where Woody was a big asshole to everyone, and it was just them trying to make it more edgy. That's their exact words. And, I don't know, Woody was just unlikable in this cut, and it's actually available. It's called Black Friday. It was originally going to be called Black Friday instead of Toy Story. And same movie, but there's storyboards out for it that are fully voiced, and it's just, it was like, who's the guy who's like director for every Pixar movie now?
Lasseter.
John Lasseter.
Yeah. John Lasseter, yeah.
John Lasseter went on camera saying, yeah, this was a huge mistake, and I cringe whenever I see this.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a fucking disaster, and then eventually Jeffrey Katzenberg left Disney for some reason, and then he went on to make DreamWorks, and he said, yeah, I'm gonna show Pixar, I'm gonna show them for firing me and canceling Black Friday, I'm gonna make my own edgy cartoons.
I know some of his ideas that they all turned down were the ideas that he came up with for DreamWorks, like having the animated characters resemble the voice actors, which is seems, I don't know why he thought that was a good idea, because even on the production side, he would have to understand that those get redubbed in every different language. So having it look like Mike Myers doesn't really mean anything in Spain or something, it's or Italy. It's they would just get Mike Myers Italian redubber to do it. It's really bizarre, but or a lot of times with animated movies, they don't have because like Tom Cruise has a Japanese voice actor and all these things for all his other movies, but for animated movies, they usually don't use them. They recast them. So it was like a bizarre idea, but he did that Sinbad movie that DreamWorks did, and in all the ads, it was like Brad Pitt in Sinbad, this animated movie, and they'd show Brad Pitt in the recording studio, and you'd be like, what? Like,
oh yeah.
Like, you really think I'm going to see this animated movie because Brad Pitt's in it? Are you for real? And it didn't really work out. Shrek's the only one it's really worked out for, I think.
Yeah.
Where they really advertise, like, because Mike Myers was really big in 2001. So,
Yeah, it's such desperation when you see, like, an animated film and they always just advertise the voice cast. I mean, I think the only reason they do that is because, like, how else would they talk to someone on, like, a Tonight Show or whatever? Like, are they just going to bring an animator out? I don't think.
That's true. Well, yeah, they do have the voice actors come out for talk shows and stuff, but it's just, like, it's weird when you see it and you're, like, watching, like, a Nickelodeon, and it's clearly not aimed at the audience who would care who Brad Pitt is or something like that.
I remember not knowing who any of these voice actors were at all. Still don't. Well, I know who Mike Myers is.
It was I don't know. I did learn something that is gonna disturb everyone. You know how there's always this fight to get awards recognition for voice actors, and they never get nominations for anything ever?
Yeah.
Well, one did, and it's Eddie Murphy. Got a BAFTA for Best Supporting Actor. He got a nomination for playing Donkey in the original Shrek.
What the fuck?
I'm totally serious.
God.
What you like about Waffle Shrek?
I mean, it was just like when I read that, I kind of remembered like Shrek won the first Best Animated a picture Oscar.
Damn.
It's the only DreamWorks movie to ever win, and it's actually the first one. It's the first animated movie to get a nomination in Best Adapted Screenplay. And the same year that Monsters, Inc. got the first, because there's 2 screenplay Oscars, Monsters, Inc. got the first Best Original, and Shrek got the Best Adapted. But then neither of them won for screenplay, but then Shrek beat Monsters, Inc., which to me is like, I didn't understand it at the time. I still don't. Monsters, Inc. is so much better than Shrek. It's like not even a question to me, but for some people,
I don't know.
Wasn't Jimmy Neutron up for a?
Yes, he was.
I remember
Jimmy Neutron was up.
There was actually footage, like, I think you could still find it. It's of I think it was the Oscars. For Best Animated Production, like, they showed like they actually animated like Shrek and Monsters, Inc. and Jimmy Neutron in the audience.
Yeah, they did.
Which is pretty crazy, because, like, that would mean, like, these different animation studios came together to animate on something.
Yeah, supposedly they did it, but they all found it super insulting. So, like, when Spirited Away won the next year, they didn't have the characters of Spirited Away sitting in the audience. So I've heard so many rumors about how that didn't happen again, but supposedly, like, because Lasseter was a big proponent of getting Spirited Away an Oscar, and supposedly he went to them and was like, please do not make us do this again. It's, like, so insulting to us that, like, the only way you could recognize us is having our characters there instead of, like, showing the director of Jimmy Neutron or Pete Docter did Monsters, Inc. Or is that
and then they don't even win the award, and it's like, well, thanks for animating anyway.
Yeah, it just didn't. I don't know. And Shrek did accept the award. That was the shocking part. He went like, "Oh, I'd like to thank you, laddies, for this Oscar."
Oh my god!
I had an ogre of a good time making this film.
That always bothers me about the animation industry. Is like the animators never get recognition. It's just their characters. And no one ever really knows who make them.
In some ways, that's cool, but in some ways, that sucks.
Yeah.
Because it's cool that, like, you can be like that, not be able to have a huge ego. But in other ways, it sucks because, like, yeah, but you worked really hard, so you actually deserve the recognition.
Yeah. It's bullshit.
But Shrek got a lot of, like, I'm not even joking. Like, when I researched Shrek, I was like, I forgot how much respect this original movie got, like, at the time. It was like, when I was watching, it was like, I mean, it's not horrible, but it's just kind of mind-boggling. I just don't get.
Don't be coy, Jim. You were in the you were in my Skype chat last night, and you were telling me how awful it was and how you wanted to die.
No, I didn't. Yeah, it wasn't good. It did. The animation reminded me of, you know, those Japanese cartoons they make of big news events that they play on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
The animation of any of the realistic looking people looked exactly like that in the original show.
I'll link to that, but I know what you're talking about.
I was just like, because some of it, I don't know, I was being a little too harsh when I was watching it, but some of it isn't as bad because they don't go too far with the pop culture jokes, which is really saying something for a Shrek movie. But I mean, the pop culture jokes kind of at least had something to do with the story or the scene, but like the small dick jokes were way too much. Like, it was like, maybe he's compensating for something, huh? That's why the building's so big, because he has a tiny penis. Get it? Get it, kids?
I didn't
You get it?
I didn't get it when I was younger. I thought they just meant he was short. That's all I thought.
Well, they don't say anything about tiny dicks in it. They just say, act like because he's short. You know, you can take it either way. But that was also, by the way, I'm not joking, one of the big deals about Shrek is that they made jokes that only the adults would get.
Yeah, pretty much.
They did that way before then.
They did, but not to the extent Shrek. Shrek does it a lot.
Yeah, I have to wonder, like, what would Shrek would have been like if Chris Farley was still alive?
I don't know. None of the recordings have ever come out.
Yeah, because let me fill people in, because if you saw my last video, originally Chris Farley was going to do the voice of Shrek back in 1997, but they recorded most of his lines until he overdosed, and then they kind of put the production on hold. And then eventually Mike Myers came in, and then they rewrote the script for him, but also originally he did not do the Scottish accent. Was it Scottish?
Or whatever. It's kind of his fat bastard voice.
Yeah, he didn't do his fat bastard voice. It was just his regular voice until like near the end of production when he decided as a joke just like talking a Scottish accent. And they thought that, and Mike Myers thought that would fit the character better. And Mike Myers decided to like re-record all of his lines for free in the Scottish accent.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing he did it for free because they had to reanimate and re-lip sync all these scenes.
Whoa.
So he better have done it for free.
Well, he's supposed to be. He did a really interesting interview on the WTF podcast, and he was asked about how he has this reputation for being a perfectionist. Mm-hmm. But he told a story about he mentioned Shrek, I believe, about the voice act. He was like, "Would you rather hear Mike Myers being the voice of Shrek or the Scottish accent?" And it's like, as much as I'm making fun of Shrek, I kind of agree with him. And same with in Wayne's World, you know, the scene where they do Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah. The studio was like, do a Guns N' Roses song. Guns N' Roses is popular. And Mike Myers like flat out said, I refuse to do this unless it's Bohemian Rhapsody. And it's like, most of the arguments he's had with studios, I actually end up taking his side because it's like, I would much rather have the Bohemian Rhapsody scene in Wayne's World than, you know, November Rain or something. I don't know, you know. So, but he when you brought up that thing in your video about how he did the voice after Chris Farley did, I've heard two conflicting stories. One is that when he got attached, he asked for it to be completely rewritten out of respect for Chris Farley. And the other one, which is a more recent story he's been saying in a lot of interviews, is that he wasn't aware of Chris Farley recording the voice, and they didn't tell him until he was completely done with it. So I don't know which version is the real version, but I know he said different conflicting ones. So, you know.
Yeah, I wonder what really went on. But yeah,
I mean, I know Spielberg owned the rights to Shrek since the early 90s, and he was going to do an animated film at like, I'm not sure where, but somewhere, like a 2D film.
Has anyone read the book of Shrek?
I haven't.
I'm sure there's a PDF online.
Yeah, because I remember like my third grade teacher who hated us. Like, I remember she had like the book of Shrek. The book of Shrek. That sounds so majestic. The book of Shrek just hanging on like the chalkboard, like just there, and
That sounds like the book for the religion Shrekentology.
Oh, but that's a scam.
God.
Oh.
In Shrek we trust.
But yeah, like that was years before the movie came out, so I didn't give a shit about that book, and then now I regret not reading it.
Because it's really different, right? That's what I've heard.
I don't know, but I could have been a Shrek hipster. Like I could have like known Shrek before everyone else did.
A Shrek hipster. I love it. That sounds like the worst thing ever.
Oh my! That could be like the new Brody fad.
Like they would just sit around smoking cigarettes and like, man, you don't know donkey about Shrek. You don't know donkey.
There is actually a donkey in the book.
Hopefully.
There is?
Yeah, there's like he's in like 3 pages and that's it.
Oh, is he voiced by Eddie Murphy in the book?
Jim,
what?
I want you to think about that for a second. Is that a voice?
It could have said Donkey speaks and he sounds like Eddie Murphy. And then you'd imagine it. That's how it'd be voiced by Eddie Murphy, Nolan. Come on.
You could have one of those kids' books that have like the buttons on it, and then
there's tons of ways what I said isn't stupid. So even though it is.
On this, I was going to say this earlier, and we might have to backtrack a little bit, but on the subject of how edgy Shrek was, the musical, holy shit, like it makes a lot more adult jokes.
There's a musical.
Yeah, there was a Broadway musical of Shrek.
There was.
And some of the song lyrics are messed up. Like, the Big Back Wolf says, they called me a hot tranny mess.
What?
Whoa.
And then Pinocchio says, this is worse than the time I caught a disease in Tijuana.
What? It's not even subtle.
And when Donkey is singing a song convincing Shrek to take him along, he says the lyric, I'll shave it when it's hairy.
Whoa. I do remember, because when there's a musical in New York, it's kind of like that whole block sometimes is an advertisement for that musical, where the theater where the musical's playing. And you knew when you were hitting Shrek country. It was like they put ads on every phone booth, like everything you could see, it was Shrek. And I was like, I have to go to the next block or something. I can't be in Shrek country.
No, and then the bus pulls up and he goes, hey buddy, you coming on? And I'm like, and you're like, no. Hey, you have Shrek on your bus, and then you just walk away and you walk home. And then your wife is like, Jim, what took you so long? And you just go, Shrek.
Marlboro tastes like Shrek country.
Oh, why did they ever do that?
Shrek won't sell out that bad. He doesn't smoke.
You didn't make this the topic because I made that comment on your video.
I just said, fuck it, let's just do a Shrek podcast because I was out of ideas this week.
I put like Shrekking it up once again as a comment on his video.
I don't know. School was too much for me this week, so I was like, oh, what's the topic? Fuck it. We'll do a Shrek podcast. Who cares?
Because I did not push for this. I just asked what the topic was, and then he was like, fuck it, it's Shrek. And I was like, whoa, okay, all right.
Shrek. Yeah.
I do find it interesting how the perception of Shrek changed relatively quickly. Because, like, when I mentioned to people, when I mentioned to my wife, I was like, I'm going to watch Shrek for the podcast. She was like, I'm going out tonight.
Oh.
She was like debating not going out, and I said, well, I have to watch Shrek. And she was like, that made my decision. But it was such a popular movie, and it was such a big deal. And like Monsters Inc., which is the same year, has a lot more respect. Like if I told someone I was watching Monsters Inc., they're like, oh, I love Monsters Inc. But Shrek, it's like a dirty word, and it's kind of crazy. That's interests me, like how a perception of a movie can change over time. And those sequels kind of ruined. They really Shrek'd up the situation.
Yeah.
But you still think Shrek 2 is really bad, even though
why do people really think Shrek 2 is good?
I don't know. I remember when I was younger, like 12 or whatever, like I thought I liked Shrek 1 more.
88% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Because Shrek 1 is the one that got all the respect and all that stuff. I remember I turned out my first opportunity to see Shrek 2. I was at a movie theater near in this beach town, and it was either I could see Troy with air conditioning or Shrek 2 without air conditioning, and I picked Troy, which I'm not sure which of those is worse. That's kind of like a weird Sophie's Choice type of situation, since Troy is a really bad movie. But when I eventually saw Shrek 2, I was really shocked at how bad it was. I just really didn't. I don't know. I didn't see the third one, but I heard the fourth one was better. I don't know. No, it's not. Isn't that the one where it like Fiona's a warrior or something?
That's
Shrek,
the fourth one.
Shrek makes a deal with. Okay, well, let's go in order. Like,
oh, sorry. I don't want to mess up the Shrek nudity. Shrek nudity. Shrek nudity. I want to. If someone in the comments can count how many times I make Shrek puns, I won't give you anything, but I'll maybe like it or something.
Damn. Oh, that reminds me of, speaking of counting things from a web show. A long time ago, Screw Attack, the video game website, they did an audio commentary on the live-action film of Double Dragon.
Oh, I saw that movie.
Oh, and I don't know, I remember like them saying like, hey, if you count how many times we said this movie sucked, we'll give you something. And I remember I actually like wrote down every single time, like I just made a line for each time on a piece of paper. And about a year ago, I actually found that in my drawer. Like I still had that, and I never claimed my prize.
Oh man.
Yeah, because this was back in 2007.
You should see if you can still do it.
Damn, I need to get something from Screw Attack. I need my like DVD.
Screw Attack. You should give him a prize. Yeah. I don't know you guys, but come on, don't Shrek him out of a prize.
Come on, Craig, give it to me.
Craig, don't be a douche like you always are.
Give it to me, Craig. Give it to me.
Whoa, what's going on right now?
Hey, Shrek, did you guys have the DVDs to Shrek? Because those had like the best special features.
I actually got the first Shrek DVD, and one disc was Shrek in full screen, and the second disc was Shrek in widescreen. And I remember this at the time, this was early DVD, that it was a big deal that Pixar just made a disc that was just for everybody. But DreamWorks had this thing where one disc was for the kids and one disc was for the adults.
Oh yeah, uncensored.
So widescreen had the smarter special effects, and full screen had like, Donkey's Guide to Reading or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the adults only Shrek DVD.
The only reason to own Shrek 2, Fairy Tale Idol.
Alrighty, who's up for a little contest then?
Yeah, bring it on! Welcome to Far, Far Away Idol, where that's right, you at home, get to vote along with our judges, Shrek, Fiona, and Simon, to crown the next Far, Far Away Idol. First up tonight is Dungeon Time!
He was on, rising to the top, yeah, here where everybody goes strong. That's when my spark got hot. I heard somebody say, burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Burn, baby, burn.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because it was all the characters singing to some licensed pop song or whatever.
And it was also Simon Cowell was in it.
Oh yeah, this was when American Idol was huge. Is American Idol still going?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
because they have big. They have all the knockoffs like the Voice or whatever.
Yeah,
and America's Got Talent, which I love America's Got Talent because there is some cringe-inducing things that go on in that thing, and it just makes you feel bad. But it's like, well, at least I'm not these people. Oh. I remember there was this American Idol girl who auditioned, and she was like, they proudly announced how big of a weeaboo she was. Like, I'll link to that also. It's terrible.
Harry Doyle had a way of standing out in more ways than one.
I'm an otaku, which is another word for anime freak. Because of my enthusiasm into the Japanese animation, I started working on designing kimonos, hand making them.
It's bad.
I mean, none of them were as bad as, was it William Hung? And then she did She Bangs. He's like, She Bangs, She Bangs.
Oh.
That was this whole... That was his. And then in Arrested Development, they did the William Hung band.
Where's William Hung now? Because I heard he died, but I don't know if that's true.
Whoa.
Oh no! Look, I googled him. Like apparently he got married this year.
Oh
That's
well,
nice.
that's a good Shreking end.
Yeah, surely he has to have a Twitter or something. Man. Oh, he has a website, williamhung.net. Wow.
Oh, you can tell this was the early 2000s if he's using .net.
Oh, he's got a guest book. I can sign in to his guest book. Yeah.
Does he have
Doesn't Tara Strong still have a guest book?
Oh my god, yeah. Tara Strong, the voice actor for Bubbles, and Timmy Turner, the huge voice actor. She has an official website, but that website looks like it's from the late 90s, and it looks fucking awful. Just look up Tara Strong. You'll find her website. It's terrible.
Oh, she's not coming on the podcast now.
No, I think I scared her that one time she threatened to beat me up.
Whoa.
No.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it was first, I don't know. I wrote about it on like a blog forever ago, but the real reason was that she hated some show that was going to be premiering, and I said, I hate that too. And then she was like, if you tell anyone, I'll kill you. It was like, but I have a blog. I will kill you, Pan. If you tell anyone, okay? You understand that, Pan? Do you understand?
Whoa.
Yeah, so that happened. Oh, man. It's really disappointing that William Hung does not have like a Twitter or anything. But I'm looking on his website. It says, see your ad here for as little as $20 a month.
Oh.
I'm gonna get my advertisement on the William Hung website.
Are you really gonna do it?
$20 a month. That's a steal.
There's so many things I've thought about making a web advertisement for, and then I look up how much it is, and it's usually a lot. But $20, I would do that.
Hell yeah, on William Hung's website. Oh, let me see. News. What's the last update? Oh, he doesn't even put 2008? Oh, man.
It was probably like, here's my Dark Knight review.
Oh, where are you now, William Hung?
Heath Ledger was fantastic. I can't wait to see him in more things.
Damn. Oh.
No one told him at the time, so that's not. Yeah, he was like, damn. I didn't make a Paul Walker joke, so.
Damn, he just vanished off the face of the earth. Like, we gotta get the gang back together. We gotta bring back William Hung.
Oh yeah, I was the one who made a Paul Walker joke, but it got cut.
Well, I think it's obvious what you said. Oh, hey, how was that Fast and Furious movie?
I go crazy cause she looks like a flower, but she stings like a bee. Like every girl in history. She bangs, I'm wasted by the way
Thank you. You can't sing, you can't dance, so what do you want me to say?
I already gave my best, and I have no regrets at all.
Good for you.
That's good. Now that's good. That's good.
That's the best attitude yet.
You know, I have no professional training of singing or dancing, so.
Well, there's the surprise of the century.
William, you're the best. You're the best.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, William.
Okay,
Thank you, William.
Thank you.
So William would have to bang somewhere other than Hollywood.
Oh, it was fun. The stunts were amazing. There's like, oh, you saw that too, right? Yeah, the car that drives through one building and then through another building. But apparently, so there's this website Vulture, and every Fast and Furious movie they take the most ridiculous stunt and they try to calculate how realistic it plausibly is. And that one they got like a real like an aerodynamic person, and he was like, no, that's the most helicopter.
Oh no, they found Jim.
Can you hear that? Oh, but he was like
getting taken away.
He was, but this scientist, or I forget what he was, but he was like, actually, that's the most realistic stunt in the movie, and he gave reasons why they actually could have driven the car that way through all the buildings. I was like, this is amazing. I love it.
Yeah. I think my favorite moment in the Fast and Furious, the Fast and Furious 7, I think. Was that what it was?
Or Furious 7.
Furious 7. It's like when Vin Diesel and Jason Statham, like, they have their epic showdown on the parking lot, and it's like they have like dual wielding. They essentially have like dual swords, except it's with metal pipes or whatever. And like they do a real slow-mo run to each other and they jump in the air in slow motion. And I swear, like, it didn't happen, but I wish Duel of the Fates, that song from Phantom Menace, started playing.
That would have been good. It was
that one clip in your one reveal. Dual wield.
Yeah.
Dual wield.
I mean, Vin Diesel. They established in Fast and Furious 6 that Vin Diesel can make these epic jumps because he jumped out of a car, catch Michelle Rodriguez, and then jumped into jumped onto the asphalt or something. Like, it was this ridiculous jump. So they've already established Vin Diesel his character has massive jumping capability.
Vin Diesel. What?
Yeah, he's like Mario.
There is no rules anymore in these movies.
Oh no, they don't. It's the whole idea of it. I look at it like those Calvin and Hobbes comics, where Calvin keeps coming up with more and more ridiculous special effects sequences. It's like a little kid playing. He goes, and then they go to another building, and then he drives, and there's a car, and there's a tank on the freeway, and then they chain a safe to their cars, and they drive their cars, but it's not the safe you think it is. It's like the dumbest shit, but it's like they're so good at it. Oh man,
The Onion did that. They had The Onion made a video of like this little 5-year-old explaining. They made pretend that this 5-year-old was actually the writer of the Fast and Furious movies, and he's just explaining all these events in one of the films.
I wouldn't be surprised by that, because that's their whole appeal, is that they're ridiculous and silly and stupid. But people were crying at the end during the Paul Walker sequence. Although part of me was annoyed because I really wanted them to play that Puff Daddy "I'll Be Missing You" song. So I kind of wanted that because that's. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to figure out like what scenes were Paul Walker and what scenes were like his brother's.
Apparently, the fight scene at the end was his brother, when they kind of keep him in a lot of shadow a lot. Towards the end, where he's fighting that one guy, like all the fights, you can't really see his face, and they cut around it really well. But they actually rewrote and reshot a lot of stuff. But they were seriously considering just starting over, because insurance-wise they could have gotten their money back, but they didn't. So, but I know they like just reworked everything. So like there are certain scenes he's just not in very much, and they actually got Weta. No joke, Weta actually did all the special effects for Paul Walker.
Who's Weta?
So like they did Lord of the Rings.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they brought them in to do it. So I don't think any of that end part at the very end where you see him. It was obvious that he wasn't there, but it was. It didn't look as bad as I thought it would. You know.
Yeah, I couldn't tell at all if that was CG or whatever.
I mean, they did a decent enough job, but it's also like when people are like, "How will this movie work?" I was like, "It's a Fast and the Furious movie. Like, logic has no place in these films. Yeah. Like." They're not even trying anymore, but Kurt Russell was fucking awesome. I love Kurt Russell.
How's Paul Walker's character going to be incorporated now? Is he dead?
Well, no, he was actually, this was already going to be his last movie, even if he hadn't died. Like, it not a contract thing. Like, his character was settling down. He already had one kid, and I'm not spoiling anything. And his wife was pregnant with another kid, and it's kind of like just like that he's a dad now, and he can't like be on missions where cars fly out of planes and shit. So,
well, I don't know. The next movie, they're gonna do a next movie because it made money. They'll probably just say, yeah, he's got a kid now. We can't call him today.
Well, every film since Fast 5, they keep referring to it as the last movie. So it's not like they haven't done this to us before. Because they always go like, okay, this is the last one. We're getting out after this. And like, okay, I mean, that was clearly kind of the last one. But this time we're really serious. Like, okay, but for real this time, was the last one. But they kind of implied that they'd keep going at the end of this one. So, you know.
The only way it'll stop is they stop making money from the movie, so they got to make a sequel to Tokyo Drift.
No, the sequel to Tokyo Drift is Furious 7. Because you notice the scene from Tokyo Drift in Furious 7?
Oh, yeah, because going back to, like, the third movie, Tokyo Drift, there was a scene at the very end of the movie where these characters who are not... Okay, Tokyo Drift is like kind of like a teenage reboot of the Fast and Furious movies with other characters. Yeah. Like, it's an expanded universe, you know? And then at the very end, these characters who are not related to Vin Diesel are just in a parking lot, and then Vin Diesel comes along and challenges them to a race. And now, after our, like, 10 years or whatever, they finally follow up on what happened there. And
well, it connects because there's this guy, Han, who's in Tokyo Drift. And then he showed up in he showed up in the fourth one.
What's going on?
Whoa. Okay. So Han, he showed up in the fourth one, which is just called Fast and Furious at the beginning. And then it was like, okay, I'm going to go to Tokyo. But then he was in Fast 5, but he dies in Tokyo Drift. So if you knew Tokyo Drift, you kept knowing, like, why does this guy keep showing up? He's dead. So clearly these take place before Tokyo Drift. And it wasn't until the sixth one where at the end of the film of the sixth one, they show the death scene from Tokyo Drift, but they make it look like Jason Statham did it instead of a random automobile accident.
It's conspiracy.
When they go like, Vin Diesel's like, I know Han, it makes sense to us at this point because we've seen like him work with Han in 3 movies. And so it all connects. So basically, Furious 7, only parts of it take place during Tokyo Drift. And then after they meet, they have the scene that is from Tokyo Drift. They have the rest takes place after. But the funny thing is the kid who barely passes a teenager in Tokyo Drift, they brought back to do a new scene that's supposed to take place after this Tokyo Drift scene, which was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And they have the scene right before it. So it's really obvious this guy has aged like 10 years. And it's like really ridiculous. Whereas Vin Diesel looks exactly the same because he's Vin Diesel. So
what is this? The continuity to Kingdom fucking Hearts? Jesus.
Fucking yeah, pretty much.
I mean, Fast and Furious has weird continuity because you don't need to know any of it. If you want to just watch them and have a good time, it still does that. But it also has continuity that's like a Marvel movie or something. It's just like underneath it. It's only there for like the dorks like me who want to know all this stuff.
Yeah. Hey, SHREK.
Oh, SHREK.
Yeah.
SHREK. Sorry, we really went on a Fast and Furious tangent there.
I really want to watch the rest of the Fast and Furious films. Just see, because I only seen the Tokyo Drift and Beyond. I never saw the first 2.
Oh, that's kind of... I think Fast 5 is kind of the beginning of when it gets really good. Before it's like not as... I don't know. I haven't been as into those. Fast 5 is amazing. That's my favorite one.
I mean, I'm looking at like...
The sound of it, you need to be a fucking rocket scientist to understand.
I'm looking at Furious 7 and it's like... I'm pretty sure if I go watch the first film, it's gonna be nothing like number 7, because in this 7th film, they're like secret agents and they're flying out of, they're falling out of airplanes on cars.
Well, that all started when Fast 5 started the whole Ocean's 11 type of idea. You know, Ocean's 11 international heist kind of movies. Before that, they were all like local Los Angeles and Mexico and stuff like that. But Fast 5 started like they're in Brazil and they're in this location and they're working with the government and The Rock is working with them. And like when The Rock shows up, that's when it starts to become the franchise that it is now.
Yeah, it seems like with every like reboot, they always just add either The Rock or Jason Statham or Bruce Willis just to like try to gain some traction.
The Rock was good, and I like G.I. Joe 2 a lot more than the first one. So.
Yeah, I didn't see that movie yet. Although I did like the first G.I. Joe movie. Well, the live-action G.I. Joe movie, the one where... Just the scene where they're running through the city in those accelerator suits.
No, that looked cool. The thing about G.I. Joe, though, is at least those movies respect the cartoon and are like the cartoon, whereas Transformers, it's like, what the fuck is this? Like
car porn. I'm waiting for the Transformers Fast and Furious crossover.
That would be amazing. Vin Diesel's like, listen, guys, we have a new mission. Hunt down Optimus Prime. and they have to take down Optimus Prime.
Oh, but they do it like in the same style as like the ATs from Star Wars, those snow monsters.
Oh, the AT-ATs?
Yeah, the AT-ATs. They tie a rope around Optimus Prime's legs, and that's how they take him down.
Oh my god, and then he'd be like, "You can't take us down. We're family."
First rule of the streets is streets always win.
No, yeah, and then they team up to help take down Megatron instead. And then Diesel's like, "We understand how it feels to have a family."
Oh,
you know, it is oddly enough, it's one of the few movie franchises that has a multicultural cast.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny. It's like such a joke of a movie, but it's the only one that's like it has like a pretty diverse cast, to be honest, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of blame that for like creating like Need for Speed Underground, like, well, not blame it, but like thank it, because I don't know, I was playing Need for Speed Underground a few days ago, and it's like, wow, this would not have, Need for Speed would not have gone in this direction without Fast and Furious, because that's when they were...
The fourth one, where it's underground?
Yeah.
Like literally underground or underground hidden? Because there is a Fast and Furious movie where they race literally under the ground. You have to be more specific.
Yeah, that scene, I remember. But no, like underground street racing. But there could be like racing against like the Mole Men. I
would love to see that. There needs to be a Mole Man show. I would be into a Mole Man show.
Hans Mole Man presents Fast and Furious. Boing.
Oh, I met mole men who live in the city. I see in the subway. I see them sometimes.
Oh, kind of like that one SNL sketch where it's like Frodo and Goblin Dude, and they live in like an apartment in New York.
Oh, I haven't seen that. That sounds funny.
They even do the thing where they turn to the camera, then just smile and shake their head.
Thanks a lot. What was that Adult Swim thing that made fun of all those 80s sitcoms?
Oh, Too Many Cooks?
Yeah, Too Many Cooks.
Oh, Too Many Cooks went through the gamut of every 80s theme song you could plausibly think of, and then it became a horror movie. That was such a ridiculous...
That's a marathon.
Too Many Cooks, whoa.
I'm just ashamed that they didn't do the full 20 minutes. They didn't have like a commercial break and then come back to it.
Oh, man, just have one of those cheesy commercials like you'd see in RoboCop or whatever.
Oh, I love those RoboCop commercials. That's the one thing I hate about
RoboCop. I love how you...
Oh my god, I was watching RoboCop and it just jogged my memory when Nolan showed me this thing. It's called Our RoboCop Remake.
Oh, with the dicks.
Oh no, wait, I'm going to censor you because like I want people to just watch it on their own and just be surprised. But it is extremely not safe for work.
Well, that's one of those where they have a bunch of different people make a movie. They did it with Star Wars. What are they called?
Our blank remake.
Yeah, they did one. I was in the Empire Strikes Back one.
There's that. Oh, was there as many dicks in that one?
No, there's no dicks in that one. Or if there, I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched the first Star Wars one. It's like a fan or like a mass-produced. I forget what it's called. But anyway, I reviewed the first Star Wars one because I saw it. They played it in a theater once. And they're like not fun to watch, but if you watch each of the scenes, like that dick scene in RoboCop, you know, RoboCop's an awesome movie. I fucking love that. Yeah. See the European cut. If you can see the uncut version, it's like double the violence. Like every shot where someone gets shot once, it's like 50 more times and 50 more times the blood. It's amazing. Oh, yeah, see the.
I was watching it earlier. I mean, I was watching it a few days ago, and it was like, oh man, everything's cut out because I can tell how everything seems so like cut earlier. There's not enough blood. Yeah.
Or like the opening scene with the Ed 209 is just so much more disturbing and graphic and just like it's just like, whoa, how did they But I love RoboCop. It's a great movie.
Yeah, I mean, this is my first time watching the RoboCop movie. I mean, I was expecting like Ed 209 to be a bigger part, but no, he just falls down a flight of stairs and he's just like crying and squirming.
I like Ed 209 because he's stop motion.
Oh yeah.
Back when people, he still looks better than a lot. Well, he looks better than that terrible remake. Jesus,
I kind of like the remake.
I can't talk about the remake.
I appreciate
I'll get into a blindside type rage.
Oh dear. I appreciate for what it was. Because it was kind of like a modern retelling of RoboCop, but like it's kind of told in reverse, you know, like he starts out human but in a robot body, but slowly loses humanity. I thought that was kind of interesting.
I mean, my problem with that and the Total Recall remake, the originals were both by this guy, Paul Verhoeven, is that they take out all of the satire. And then it's like, well, if you take out all the satire, then there's no point in doing it. Like, that's what made RoboCop cool. And that's what made Total Recall cool, is like they had a sense of humor and they were fun. It's like, I know they talk about doing Starship Troopers, which was also a movie he did. And I don't think you could do Starship Troopers without doing like the satire of American fascism. Like if you take that out, it's just a dumb movie. Like that's kind of the problem with his remakes is you have to, when you remake something, you have to understand what it's theoretically saying. Like that's why Scarface is a remake that's lived on so long that most people don't know it's a remake because it did it so well, you know?
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting Scarface was a remake, but I don't know, like the new RoboCop had like, it was satire, but it wasn't done comedically. That's the thing. It was more not grim dark, but still serious.
It is. Well, I don't know. Those commercials are pretty funny and there's a lot of good jokes in it. Like, I'd buy that for $1.
I'd buy that for $1.
I fucking hate that guy. Like, well, that's not, how is that?
I love that guy.
How is buying something for $1 a compliment? Like, the manufacturing price would be far more than $1.
Are you really coming up with this from a business perspective?
It's like
you're like this manufacturer price. I mean, clearly they'd have to make so many units for this to be fiscally responsible.
It's very selfish of him just to say, "Oh, I buy that for $1," thinking it's like a compliment. No, it is not. It
actually sounds more like he said it sarcastically.
It costs
like,
$30 to manufacture one of those things, and you want to buy it for $1. Negative $29 in profit for the company. You know how long the company's gonna last?
Such a loser,
fucker.
You know, I actually thought in the Lego movie, the I Can't Find My Pants was kind of like a modern update of I'd buy that for $1, like a dumbass show that everybody likes. Kind of like how if my life was satire, The Big Bang Theory would be that dumbass show.
That's my favorite trope when a character's just watching some TV show that exists only within that universe. Some weird TV show that should not exist.
I like the one who does it best is Rick and Morty with the interdimensional cable box, and I love the best one is Ball Fondlers, which is literally just the opening theme song to every action show you could imagine, and that's the whole show.
But Zorp, I love that one.
Oh, I hate my Mumbaduns days, and I really could go for some enchiladas. Hey, John, it's me, Gazorpazorp Field. Boy, you, John, you dumb, stupid idiot.
Come on, Gazorpazorp Field, go easy on me, huh?
You dumb, stupid, weak, pathetic, white, guilt, milquetoast, piece of human garbage.
Jeez, Gazorpazorp Field, that's, you're pretty mean to me, but that takes the cake.
I don't give a I'm Gazorpazorp Field, bitch. Now give me my enchilada. Hey, Rick.
What about the, I think it was Ren and Stimpy, where they just was like, and here's a can of mayo, 10 minutes, whole episode.
That was Rocko's Modern Life.
Rocko's Modern Life, okay.
Oh, that reminds me. So in Rocko's Modern Life, there was a scene where they just showed a TV show, the most successful TV show ever. It's just a still image of a can of mayo. But
you didn't know about that, Jim?
I forgot about it. It just makes me laugh because that image hit me like right when he said it. I was like, I remember that episode.
I think it was from the episode where Mr. Bighead, the grouchy neighbor, had like a son and he was an animator and he just wanted to put out any bullshit he can. and it was still successful, and he just wants out of the animation industry. But I remember, like, last year, I think, on Teen Nick, the 90s Are All That block, where they showed 90s Nickelodeon shows, they announced that they were going to show an unaired Rocko's Modern Life episode on April Fools.
Oh, I remember that.
And it was 30 minutes of the fucking mayo.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Fuckers.
I love that. That is good. Props to them.
I sat there, I thought, maybe they're going to play the episode after this one?
That's better than the time they hyped up Crybaby Lane.
Oh, yeah, because Crybaby Lane was this lost Nickelodeon TV movie that aired once and apparently was too scary, so they never aired it again.
I actually looked up that movie, and what had happened is they never aired it again. That's true. But there's never anything from Nickelodeon. Anyone who worked there was like, no, we just didn't like it that much, so we didn't play it. That's all. And whoever posted it on Reddit and made it this big thing said it was banned because it was too scary, and people kept saying that. But there's no verification. Nickelodeon's like, no, it's just not that good. And when I saw it, I was like, there were scarier episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Yeah. It's not because it was too scary. No, it's my theory behind that, and this has as much verification as them saying it got banned because it's being scary, is that some kid really liked that movie and made up the mythos because he needed some reason for people to watch this piece of shit. So he just told people it got banned. And doesn't that sound cool? Why would any of us be watching Crybaby Lane at this day and age?
But my creepypasta.
Hey, what about Dead Bart? Maybe that'll get leaked.
Is that for real? For real?
No.
The footage I showed in that last video of top 10 lost unfinished cartoons, that was from a season 4 episode Brother from the Same Planet.
Oh yeah.
Because Bart was mad that Homer didn't pick him up from soccer practice because he took 3 hours to pick him up, and
no, I remember.
For some reason, Bart looked at Homer and then his face started deteriorating into this zombie demonic form. I don't know. And they never acknowledge it again. And I have no idea what the purpose of that scene was.
Well, they used to
Bart was pissed off at Homer.
Yeah.
That was the joke.
It was a good joke.
It's really funny. Sorry?
No, you can go. I'm sorry.
It's really funny because Mr. Creepypasta did a narration of that story, and he used the same exact episode.
Yeah, a lot of people use that scene and trick people into thinking that's from the actual Dead Bart episode.
Yeah, or they remember that episode where Nelson is first a major character, and there's the scene where Bart's dead and he's cross-eyed in a casket.
Oh yeah,
they use that. They use that too.
Well, there's so many episodes of The Simpsons. You can take one scene and say it's from a lost episode.
That's true.
Are there any actual lost Simpsons episodes or banned?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
They did. Wait, they did. They didn't ban it, but they wouldn't play it for a while. The episode where they go to New York and Homer has that Two Towers bit.
Oh yeah, that happened. Yeah, I was thinking of doing a video about how 9/11 banned all these episodes, or just how these major events just had episodes banned from cartoons. But it was going to be a serious video, but I don't think that would work for me.
I mean, they had the Spider-Man trailer.
Tasteful way is a good question.
Yeah,
that's true. There was the Spider-Man trailer that had that again. That was a Two Towers thing where the Spider-Man made a web and he had caught a helicopter in a web between the two towers, and that came out what?
That was one of the coolest teasers.
That was a cool teaser, but then they had to pull it, and I think there was the openings to a lot of sitcoms had to be re-edited, and I know they The Sopranos, the opening for that had the Two Towers, and since that was still airing, they just cut it from all the remaining the seasons that went into production after that.
Oh God, is Sopranos really that old?
Whoa, yeah. It's that old? Damn.
Sopranos is... I went on a Sopranos kick recently. It's a damn good show.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't it... wasn't the ending bad, though?
Oh, yeah.
The ending was just, I don't even understand what they were doing. The episode before the end one was good, and it, kind of insinuates heavily, oh, Tony's getting killed. And they kind of just, the last scene just doesn't even flow with the episode. It just felt like he didn't know how to end it. And, but it's if honestly, if you want to understand how modern TV shows work and how we got into like the binge watching place we are now, The Sopranos is kind of like the show that influenced all of that. Like Mad Men is a big, really influenced by Sopranos. Anyway, Shrek.
Yeah, Shrek. But I was just talking about like.
Wasn't Shrek on The Sopranos?
Shrek. The episode where Shrek guest starred was an amazing episode. I think modern TV was changed because Shrek comes on. He's like, "Hey, Tony, how you doing?" And Tony's like, "Hey, Shrek, you motherfucker, how you doing? You green piece of shit. Why you coming to New Jersey?" And Shrek's like, "Hey, I'm like an onion. I got a lot of layers, just like I'm nailing your wife." "Oh, Shrek, stop it with the jokes."
Yeah, isn't Shrek nailing your wife?
Whoa.
What the fuck?
Nolan.
You told me last night he was texting her.
Nolan.
What?
You told me last night he was texting her. Shrek was.
Oh, that Shrek was texting my wife. Yeah.
But Shrek actually cameoed in other things for some reason. Like Shrek was a playable skateboarder in the video game Tony Hawk's Underground 2. If you beat the game on the easy mode, you get to skate as
Spider-Man.
You get to skate as Shrek.
And like when you put graffiti, he just burped it on.
Yeah, he burped the logo of Shrek on the walls.
Oh wait, I just remembered this. Did you ever hear about when Shrek 3 came out and Tim and Eric did press for Shrek 3 in green makeup and with Shrek ears?
What?
For real, like they were doing like CNN or something, and they talked about how great of a film. Like, we just want to give more press to this amazing small animated film.
Oh, I'm looking at the picture right now.
You know they're full of shit.
I'm looking.
No, it was the most hilarious thing. I just remember Shrek.
Go on the internet, post a bulletin, go on the message boards, tell your friends about Shrek 3.
And check out our MySpace page because we've redesigned it to look awesome. It looks like Shrek. It's really cool. And don't forget, the movie's coming out May 18th. Everyone go out and check it out.
Shrek was monumental, but like, yeah. What did you guys think of Shrek 3? Because that's when a lot of people said it started going downhill.
I never saw Shrek 3. I was done.
Are you
at
implying
that point.
that Shrek ever went uphill to begin with?
Them's fighting words.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
I said, are you implying Shrek ever went uphill?
But yeah, Shrek 3 was the one where he was going to have kids, and then for some reason he goes to this other kingdom, and he gets to meet Justin Timberlake, who's a prince.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't remember what was the conflict. I think he was Fiona's brother, I think.
I think Shrek kind of over-Shrek'd its welcome.
Yeah.
It was like they needed to maybe not make so many sequels. It was like kind of ruined, because that's the thing with sequels, is it ruins the perception of the original, because you can never just have a world where it's just the love of the original. And if you look at what happened to like the original Halloween or the Friday the 13th movies, it's the same thing, It's like it totally ruined them from being the classics, because people will be like, yeah, but I had to sit through Halloween 5 and that sucked,
Okay, you need to fucking stop there, sir.
What? Wait, stop insulting. What?
Jim is going way too far with this.
What? It's true.
I'm starting to think he believes this.
What?
I don't know what's going on.
Believes what?
Like, Shrek needs to be like sanctified and like fucking needs to have
I'm not saying I don't think Shrek is a great movie, but I'm saying that like if you have one movie that has a pretty good reputation and then you make X amount of shitty sequels, it kind of ruins the reputation of the original.
Yeah.
Like, look at Land Before Time.
Oh, yeah, because that was like Scooby-Doo when there was like the new Land Before Time sequel every year, basically. And they had a TV show like on Cartoon Network's block, Tickle You. Remember Tickle You on Cartoon Network?
No.
That was,
but I do remember the show.
That was Cartoon Network's version of like Nick Jr., and it did not last at all. It just vanished. It was here for a week and vanished.
No, I remember after it bombed, they were like, we kind of realized that we don't know how to make educational programming because you have to have like people who have degrees and that sort of stuff.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but there was also, that's the same thing happened with their live action. That was there for a weekend, for like a month, and then they gave up on that, thankfully.
No, that's stuck around for way too long.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and it happened the same time that like Regular Show and Adventure Time came out, and it's funny how
a little before that.
It was, yeah, but not too much. I mean, it was like around the time I'd be watching Adventure Time. They'd be talking about, what was that show where they were gamers or something?
Oh, Level Up.
Level Up. Yeah, they were so much more into Level Up than Adventure Time and Regular Show. And it's like, look what happened. Look how Time took care of that one.
Oh, I kind of like Level Up.
Oh, I never saw Level Up.
Yeah, that was like the last strand of live action shows, that and The Incredible Crew.
Oh, wait, you want to hear a Shrek fact that I told Nolan this last night, but I really found a Citizen Kane shot in Shrek.
What?
I for real did.
Oh my god.
What?
Nolan's like, I told you this last night, remember?
Yeah, I remember, but
I'm disappointing Nolan so much today.
So disappointed.
No, so there's a scene in Citizen Kane where Charles Foster Kane and his wife, they have this montage of them at the dinner table, and how at the beginning, when they're really in love, they're really close together, and then throughout the sequence, it shows them like further and further apart. They don't reference the sequence, but they reference the end shot where they're really far apart at the table, and then the camera like goes up, and they do that when Shrek and Fiona are separated, and then you see this long table, which is supposed to signify that they're far apart, and they do like a fade, but it's like the same shot. I would be very surprised if that's what they weren't doing. But yes, I'd 100% say there's a Citizen Kane reference in Shrek.
Can't believe this shit.
And then he broke a snow globe and went, Shrek, bud.
Oh.
That was a bad joke. Cut that out. I'm embarrassed. Oh my god.
More like onion bud. Don't onions have buds?
Oh, that was better. Okay, onion bud. Oh.
You know, the thing I like about Shrek's message is like, it's kind of like the opposite of Beauty and the Beast, because like in Shrek, Fiona's curse will be lifted or whatever. Okay, so Fiona's a human princess, but at night she turns into this ogre. But
whoa, spoilers!
Oh,
spoilers!
Oh my god.
Man,
no, sorry.
Can you imagine kids today don't know who Shrek is? Do you think?
No, I'm sure people know. I was just being a joke.
Damn, you got to think about that. Like kids today, there's kids alive who have not seen Shrek.
I've spoiled movies for people that I was like, well, yeah, you know, everybody knows that kid's dead in the sixth, or everybody knows Bruce Willis is dead, and they're like, dude, I've never seen Sixth Sense, and I was like, it's 2010. Whose fault's that?
When Bruce Willis was dead at the end of Sixth Sense, I jizzed in my pants. I just ate a grape and I jizzed in my pants. I went jizzed in my pants. Seriously, you guys, can we? Okay.
Everyone
Come on.
spoils that. Like that's whenever you make a joke about spoiling stuff, that's always the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, Snape kills Dumbledore. Bruce Willis dies at the end of Sixth Sense.
Oh man,
I always think the top three are Citizen Kane, Crying Game, and Sixth Sense.
Wait, what's the Citizen Kane spoiler?
Oh, just that the Rosebud sled. It was
a sled.
Well, it's the idea is that the sled doesn't mean anything, and they thought it did. That's the whole idea.
Yeah, and also, but I remember when Snake killed Dumbledore was a thing, like that Harry Potter book. I would go on like.
Oh yeah, that was a big deal.
Yeah, I would go on like Neopets forums, and I would just like start a forum post saying Shrek killed Dumbledore. No, it's Snape killed Dumbledore. Whoops.
Hey, Snape kills Dumbledore.
I posted a video for Cletus the Fetus, and it was just literally all the spoilers from Harry Potter, but then I inserted a bunch of random shit I made up, and then people came up asking me if the random shit was real, and I'd look at them like, are you fucking serious,
You
man?
don't know?
It was like,
Why didn't you just play their ignorance up? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Idiot.
To be honest, at the time, I bet you I did. Because that was... But there were a couple times I'd look at them and go like, I can't even pretend. Like, are you for real? Like, no, Ron and Hermione did not have sex in the book. Like, are you serious? Come on now.
Well, in the movie, Hermione and Harry's apparition almost did.
Oh, that part one is like really goes there. It's like It's like Degrassi. It goes there. No, but it like pushes itself like this is adult Harry Potter. See, they're naked and
Your
stuff.
name is Harry Potter.
LOLs is a corruption of LOL, which stands for laugh out loud. Anonymous gets big lulls from pulling random pranks, but truly epic lulls come from raids and invasions, branded on the Anonymous websites with an I, like their nationwide campaign to spoil the new Harry Potter book ending.
Attention, children! Voldemort kills.
But yeah, as I was saying about Shrek spoilers, like, in the ending of Shrek, they broke Fiona's curse, but it turns out her true form is that she's an ogre, and now Shrek and Fiona are both just these hideous ogres, and they're okay with that. But then there's Beauty and the Beast, Disney's movie that Shrek is pretty much a big fuck you to, where it's just like this poor, rich beast who has too much hair, I guess, and that's his problem, and he's tortured. And then Beast and Belle, or whatever the girl was named, she loves him no matter what, and then he gets to become a rich, handsome guy, and now there's no conflict. Fuck them.
Well, that's like the future you think you'll have when you're a kid, is that you'll get married and you'll both be beautiful forever and you won't be like your parents. But Shrek is the reality, and you're going to be fat and ugly just like your parents were.
Oh my god, you're right. And the message of
Think
Shrek
about it. It's true, man.
The
It's
message
true.
of Shrek is like they're accepting of that. They don't care. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's why Shrek is a better movie than Beauty and the Beast.
Whoa.
You know it to be true.
No. Yeah. Although I never understood. So this nice gypsy lady came to the door and the Beast was a dick to her for no reason. But then I thought the Beast wasn't answering his own door. That's a big plot hole. He has a whole mansion with a staff. The gypsy lady he wasn't going to answer that door. He was in his study, and it's probably Potsworth's fault. That's what no one ever thinks about, because how would she have any interaction with him?
You think way too much about this shit, Jim.
No, I thought of that when I watched it recently. I was like, why would he be opening the door?
Yeah. What
I'm just saying, I like the Beauty and the Beast. It's a good movie. I just, should be brought up.
But Shrek is still the superior film, amazingly.
What? No, stop doing that. Stop saying... No!
Search your feelings.
No!
You know it to be true.
It's not happening! Yeah. It's not true! No! Obi-Wan, he said it's not true!
I mean, look. Beauty and the Beast got sequels, but they were all straight to video, but Shrek got his in theaters.
Shrek sequels were huge blockbusters. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Part 1 was good. I mean, part 2 was good, but then the 3 and 4. Yeah. Hey, did you guys see part 4?
I did
not. No. I was going to say, I love in the first movie how, like, Fiona goes, I don't understand. I'm supposed to be beautiful. But then, like, Shrek just puts an arm on her and goes, but you are beautiful. And the music plays, and it's just like, he does care.
Boo.
I did like, do you know All-Star was originally made for a different movie?
What was it?
It was for Mystery Men. It was on the soundtrack of Mystery Men.
Yeah, I saw Mystery Men.
If you watch the music video, music video is kind of like from the soundtrack of Mystery Men.
I remember seeing that music video, and Mystery Men does not hold up. It had a good concept, but the movie just went on and on forever. It's like 2.5 hours. Oh.
It's 2.5 hours?
Yeah, it just goes on. It wasn't that funny.
I actually didn't see it. I wanted to see it.
I actually found out about it in the most stupidest of ways. Basically, me and my cousin were playing the Legend of Zelda game on Game Boy Color. What was it called? The Link's Awakening. And I don't know. So, there's this guy in the middle of the forest that you just had to throw magic dust on it, and then I just call him, that must be a Mystery Man. And then my cousin says, hey, that's the name of a movie that's coming out, and it has Kel in it. Oh my god, it has Kel in it.
Yeah, I remember that was Kel's big movie.
Yeah.
Man, Kel, apparently that's a sad story that Keenan won't really talk to Kel anymore. But my brother actually went to a bar where Kel had an appearance, and they drank orange soda on top of the bar together. That's a real. I've seen the pictures. It really happened.
He was there.
He was with Kel.
Damn. I a couple of nights ago, I had a nightmare that a clown was killing Kel while Keenan watched.
Whoa. Are you sure? Is that some weird fan fiction you've been writing?
It was a dream. It wasn't my fault. I don't know what.
You wake up. You woke up and your laptop was open. You're like, what happened? Like, what?
Like I just
did I write fan fiction about Keenan and Kel again? No. Or you can put in the Darth Vader thing.
Like,
we've gotten a lot of Star Wars references in tonight.
Like I wake up, it's like, I gotta warn them.
And Kel emails you back like, I had the same dream. Also, I'm really bored. What are you doing today?
You want to be on my podcast, man? It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, here it goes. Everybody out there, go run and tell your homeboys and homegirls it's time for Keenan and Kel to keep you laughing in the afternoon. So don't touch that dial on Read the Room, cause they always in the summer frontin' and you don't wanna miss it. It's double K like do the good way. Yes, Keenan and Kel, I should have said Kel and Keenan, and you gotta watch Keenan cause Keenan be scheming with a plan or a plot to make it to the top, but they kinda in the middle cause they always getting caught. This ain't the Hardy Boys or a Nancy Drew mystery. It's just Keenan and Kel in your vicinity like Siegfried and Roy or Abbott and Costello, Magic and Kareem or Penn and Teller. Somebody's in trouble.
Oh dear. I actually tried getting like the worst guest ever for our podcast. It's the most esoteric guest we could possibly get. You know who it was?
Who?
Okay, like around 2006, the early days of YouTube, there was just this guy who said, hey, donate money to me and I'll smash my Virtual Boy. And people actually did donate money to him. I don't know how much, but one of the biggest donators was $50. And then I'm checking on his YouTube now after like almost 10 years, and there's no video of him smashing his Virtual Boy.
Whoa.
I was ripped.
Maybe.
I feel ripped off.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit, Ken's back. Fuck you.
Oh, fuck you guys.
What's up, my fuckers?
That's me. Only I can say that, you fuck.
What's up, fucker?
You're not Emily, I'm Emily.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, and Shrek 4. So yeah, Shrek 4 was a thing, and I saw that in theaters, and it was meh.
That was kind of... Shrek's weird because DreamWorks was really starting to find its identity. Mm-hmm. Although I don't know if they've really still haven't found it, to be honest. But they, it's kind of a weird franchise because that was only their second CG movie. And they did 2D stuff for a while then too. With Prince of Egypt and stuff like that. So it's like kind of weird, its placement, you know? It's like now I feel like they would be... Because after they were going to do a Shrek 5 and they canceled it. And apparently now they're a little more conservative when it comes to sequels. Like they're really going to stop after How to Train Your Dragon 3.
Yeah, if only another company would stop making sequels to their CG films.
Yeah, how the fuck did that... I still am like, Pixar, what happened? Like, although, did you hear about The Incredibles 2?
Brad Bird's finally started writing the thing.
Well, that's the thing, is that I at least like that he's like, look, I'm going to try to come up with something. But like that he's like he's not so set on it that it'll absolutely happen. I think that's a good sign because that he needs a reason is, you know, and I trust Brad Bird. He hasn't made a bad movie yet. So I'm curious if he'll go back to animation or not. It seems like he wasn't, but I know he's gotten a lot of Star Wars offers, so I don't know if he'll really do Incredibles 2 or not.
Realistically, I think the script too, I bet the plot of Incredibles, the next one is going to be about Mr. Incredible going into retirement and his kids are picking up the mantle or whatever.
That would be I like that idea.
Yeah.
I would just like another, I mean, it's literally, it is the only Pixar movie that really feels like it should have a sequel.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't understand. I mean, I know he's been busy and it's kind of like you can't have that movie without him because he developed it. It wasn't even developed originally as a Pixar movie. So
yeah, it was going to be for Warner Brothers and it was going to be in the style of like Iron Giant, but that fucking bombed.
That upset me so much because I didn't understand for so long why that bombed, but now it's like considered a classic.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, like I know the animation team behind Iron Giant. They did go on to make another 2D animated film.
What?
8 Crazy Nights, starring Adam Sandler.
You just Shrek'd up my soul.
Yeah. I mean, some of the background characters actually do look like Hogarth and his mom, if you pay attention close enough. Yeah.
That was, if you want to know how shitty Adam Sandler is, the same year 8 Crazy Nights came out, or like the same month, this other movie he was in, Punch Drunk Love, came out, which is directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, and is like probably the best Adam Sandler movie. It's really, really good. But he refused to promote that because it was against his brand. So he promoted 8 Crazy Nights instead.
Oh. Yeah.
So that's like, if you think Adam Sandler's had every chance to change, and any time he has the opportunity, he's like, no, I'd much rather make Pixels with Josh Gad.
Well, Adam Sandler's shown that he can do serious movies like Reign Over Me, but I don't know. Those don't make as much money as his normal films.
No, they don't. Yes, look, I understand where Adam Sandler's coming from. Cargo shorts are not cheap, and he needs to buy a lot of them.
Oh.
I don't think they make them anymore.
No shade for Adam Sandler. Absolutely no shade.
I just don't, although I actually kind of like Click. So
yeah.
I don't hate Click.
And Hotel Transylvania.
The Angel of Death, Michael.
I mean, Hotel Transylvania, to be honest, when I saw that, there's certain movies I give a pass almost because I'm like, well, this will let that director do something else. And at the time I was like, well, it's fine that this is a hit because he'll get to do Popeye. And yeah. I don't. Although apparently, did you see the Clarence that's like an older 30s cartoon or something?
Clarence made an episode in the style of classic Fleischer animations.
Yeah, Fleischer, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, that guy, apparently that's like that animator's specialty, and he was working on Popeye, which broke my soul even more because I was like, so it was going to be like the old Fleischer cartoons and Gendy was doing it? No.
I know he's going to work on something else called Imagine This. It's an original cartoon.
Yeah, but it's still like Popeye having a comeback was like such a cool idea. And
yeah.
It's upsetting. I'll get over it eventually, but that's like my number one like movie. That was like the animated movie I was most excited for. Like,
well, at least the Popeye live action movie from like the 70s with Robin Williams and Shelley Duvall, like that it has to be like one of the best animated to live action adaptations ever.
Yeah, that's up there with Speed Racer.
They built an entire town for that movie, and it's still up to this day.
Yeah, there was a list of like sets that just sat abandoned afterwards and are still there, and I think that one's a theme park, isn't it, or something like that?
I think it's just like an actual just town. People are just living there now.
Oh wow! Oh cool.
Yeah,
it's a cool Popeye movie, and it follows more of the comic strip than the cartoon.
Yeah,
I think it's been a while since I saw it and looked it all up.
But yeah, Shrek. Well, we talked about Shrek 4, but hey, what about Puss in Boots? Anyone see the Puss in Boots spinoff?
Oh, I did see Puss in Boots. You know who worked on the script to that? Guillermo del Toro.
What?
No way.
No.
Seriously, he was an advisor to DreamWorks for a little bit, and I know I think he has a voice credit in it, and I know he helped shape the script in it too, a little bit. Like he didn't get credited because he's friends with the guy who did the How to Train Your Dragon movie.
I love this cat. This cat is so hilarious. I'll do a movie with him. It's so funny.
Del Toro's crazy. Like, yeah. Oh, this cat is so funny. He works on a ton of stuff, but I know he's friends with the guy who did How to Train Your Dragon 2, that director, and like he comes in and like gives advice and stuff like that.
Yeah, allegedly.
All I know is that he made Pacific Rim and was going to work with Hideo Kojima for Silent Hills, but Kojima got fired.
Who knows what's gonna happen with that now?
Oh.
But allegedly, I heard Guillermo del Toro actually visited my school because he knew a professor here, but it was a secret visit. He just wanted to visit the professor himself. And it's like, oh, come on. Come back. Bring Jorge Gutierrez also.
I bet he showed up and was like, so do you know Pan? Because I'd really like to be on the podcast.
I wish.
Is
that really his accent?
Hey, look, it's Pan Pizza, the man who wants to fuck underage cartoon characters. It's you.
Just talk to Pan for me. I'm just saying, it'd be cool. You know, I'm a big fan. It sounds like an Italian guy. I don't want Nolan
on the podcast. He is a geek.
Hi, Guillermo. No, Raven's not underage. 18's a teen.
Oh my God! Shut up, Pan.
Dude, look, they didn't confirm it in the show, so it's open for interpretation.
Shut
up. Cartoons are art. Art is open for interpretation. I'm able to interpret Raven as 18.
You filthy underage pedo son of a bitch.
No.
That reason sounded too rehearsed to me. That's all I'm going to say.
That's because he said it so many times because he doesn't want to admit he's just a lollyfucker.
Hey, Raven can be 18 for all we know. We don't know. It's a cartoon. It's open.
Well, yeah, but on That's So Raven, she was in high school.
That's a different Raven. That doesn't count.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Did she ever make a That's So Raven joke? Because if not, that's such a lost opportunity.
Oh, man, I'm surprised they didn't, assholes.
Someone should be, like, she'll do something and then Beast Boy can be like, That's So Raven. That would, Teen Titans Go, you are wasting your time if you're not doing a That's So Raven joke.
Well, let's be real here. Teen Titans Go is already wasting its own time.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I don't mind it sometimes, but I do watch it while I do other stuff, so I'm sure if I sat down and watched it, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there was a really disturbing scene I was watching earlier. It was all the Titans doing the pee-pee dance, and that's what they call it.
What?
I don't fucking know.
Explain.
Well, Robin needed to go to the bathroom, and he was dancing because there was only one bathroom in this tower, and then he started doing the pee-pee dance, and everyone gathered together, and then Starfire said, I too wish to join in the dance of the pee-pee.
Do you think the voice actors are just kind of like, oh my God, I used to be in one of the best cartoon shows of the early thousands, now this?
Oh, I don't believe that scene, but hey, I guess if that's all the Shrek there is for today, we can get into the question.
We Shrek'd it up, we Shrek'd it down, we Shrek'd it all around.
Yeah.
We Shrek'd it over to the Fast and Furious, we Shrek'd it over to other places because fuck Shrek.
Yeah, fuck Shrek indeed. Well, so let's get into the questions.
Yo, Rob, what's up? Oh, doing the pee-pee dance, bro? Nice. I love that dance.
Who's doing the pee-pee dance? I invented the pee-pee dance. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I too wish to participate in the dance of the pee-pee.
Step to the left, now step to the right. Put your knees together and squeeze them tight. Keep your arms moving side to side. Try to hold it in till it's time to ride. Knock, knock, let me in, knock, knock. Let me in, knock, knock. Let me in, I gotta go.
Aw, don't tell me I missed the pee-pee dance.
Everyone's trying to do like live action superhero shows now. I guess all the kids who grew up watching like animated superhero cartoons are now watching live action ones instead.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, because we were talking about Gotham and all these live action CW superhero shows, and it seems like everything became reversed. Like all the kids who grew up watching animated superhero movies and cartoons are just watching the live action stuff now on TV instead.
I don't like any of the live actions. I heard Agent Carter's good, but I haven't really watched them, any of them.
Agent Carter's good, S.H.I.E.L.D. is good, Gotham is shit.
I actually, when you told me about that question, I got to think about it for a second, and there's like a bunch of movies and TV shows I walked by. So I have them all stocked and ready.
I get the feeling that, I doubt this is true, but I get the feeling we have so much live action stuff now is because when kids watch the cartoons when they were younger, they were like, what if this happened in real life? And that's why we have it all.
Yeah,
we have special effects now, so we can do that in real life.
I mean, we can, but like when I was maybe going to watch Daredevil, and then I saw the picture of the red suit, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this bullshit. Fuck that. Like,
my friend
Is it good? I mean, people say it's good, but I kind of think Daredevil could be a movie. I don't understand why.
It was a movie.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I don't know.
It was a really shitty movie.
I saw that in theaters.
How was
regrets. What?
I was going to ask how was it because I only remember a brief bit of it and I hated what I saw.
I didn't like it really, but I remember people didn't hate it as much at the time. Like I remember the theater people were like really into it, but it was clear it was like not a good movie. It's like they combine an origin story and the Elektra story, and those are like two different movies. It's like 3 or 4 movies at once. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, and then Elektra had her own movie, and it was with Jennifer Garner of all people.
Oh, she was not.
And then they made a spin-off with Elektra.
That's what I said.
Yeah, they gave her a spin-off, and no one watched it. Oh, and I remember Daredevil played the song "Wake Me Wake Me Up Inside."
Oh, that had the big goth new metal soundtrack. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
Shouldn't we wait for the podcast to do this?
Yeah. Hey, should we read the questions now?
Yeah.
I was actually recording that Daredevil part.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool. I like that Daredevil part.
Yeah, that Daredevil part of it we just did right now. Yeah.
El amor siempre va sin razón y fue así que llegó a mi corazón. ¿Cómo fue? Aún no sé qué pasó. Aversión o atracción lo que nos unió. Un te quiero y ya, con un beso y ya, y así todo podría ser mejor.
And now it's time for the questions. If anybody has any questions, post them in the YouTube comments below. And be sure to start out the question with the word question so it's easier to find.
Oh, and the best way to put questions is to put them on Pan's blog spot.
No, blog spot. Wow, that was a thing. That was a thing.
Especially if you want to ask, can I be on the podcast? Put it on Pan's blog spot.
Yeah.
He'll respond to you there for sure.
Try to find my old blog spot. Good luck. It's probably very easy to find, I guess. But Tyler Slack, question. Do you guys actually fap to Zone 10 or watch the videos ironically? Next question. Odysseus Ocha. Question. Do you guys play fighting games? And if you do, which ones are your favorites?
Like the old Super Nintendo Sega ones, because I still play them. Or I play Streets of Rage, but that's not really a fighting game.
That's beat 'em up, but didn't Streets of Rage have a crossover with Street Fighter? Like even in the cartoon series for America, which was horrible.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember.
Maybe. I played like the classic one. I used to love. Yeah. The Ranma fighting game. I actually played that recently.
Oh yeah, I played that in Mexico. Except I think I don't know if it was the Ramna game because I think we had the American version for some reason, and in the American version it's no longer Ramna, this anime. It's just these original characters, and they have a clown named Bobo, and I don't know.
Oh, that wasn't the game I played.
Yeah, because there's two versions: the original Japanese version and the one released in America that has different sprites and different characters. But it's the same exact game.
Oh, that's weird. I remember because it was if you got the Ranma tapes before the episode, you had to watch a commercial for the Super NES game.
Oh, yeah, because at the end of it, I remember in the Pokemon VHS tapes, because I have a lot of those for like classic Gen 1 Pokemon, at the end there was always a commercial for Ramna the movie.
Oh, wow.
There was a Ramna movie?
Well, a straight-to-video movie.
Straight to video here. I think in Japan it came out in theaters.
Yeah, it's an animated film, but I don't know. Ramna was much bigger in Ramna 1/2 was bigger in Mexico. It didn't air in America.
Well, it never aired. Yeah, it didn't air. It was just a big VHS thing because in the early days of anime, the anime section was like so threadbare. You were kind of like, well, I'm into anime. I'll watch these other 10 tapes. And like one of those 10 tapes was Ranma. It was like Akira, Ranma, Vampire Hunter D. And then a lot. What?
I said I like to imagine that a mom a kid who just got into anime is like, I want to watch something like Pokemon. I wonder what Akira is.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember in Mexico, I was watching, I don't know, just some channel, and I'm pretty sure it was Fist of the North Star I was watching, and that fucked me up. It was a scene where there's these two shirtless guys on top of each other, and then and then the...
Are you being a homophobic dude now?
No, wait, hang on.
Why can't they be on top of each other, Pan?
The guy on top, he got his finger, and then he just penetrated the guy's chest with his finger, and black oil started coming out.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was damn, that was fucked up. Yeah, but Mexico had Dragon Ball Z, that was still super popular, but also Super Campeones. Oh, wait, this was a question about fighting games, hang on. Okay. Hey, of course, I'm one of those Melee, those people obsessed with Super Smash Brothers Melee, and I consider that the best.
I should have said Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, there's fighting game nerds who will fight you and say that Melee's not a real fighting game.
Yeah, I'll fight them. See how they like it.
Meet me in the playground.
I like Smash Bros too, but trying to think what other fighting games have I played. I like Mortal Kombat, but mostly because of the gore.
Yeah, the fatalities.
Yeah,
that changed the world.
It changed gaming.
Yeah. I mean, without that, we wouldn't have an M rating. That and Night Trap, the original Five Nights at Freddy's Night Trap.
Oh yeah, you could say that is.
Oh yeah, and I remember there was a Kickstarter to reboot Night Trap, and it's Night Trap wasn't that good of a game.
Yeah.
And then Five Nights at Freddy's.
You could easily make Night Trap because the coding probably isn't that hard.
Yeah, just get your friends, get your VHS video recorder or whatever, make your own shitty 80s film in the 90s. But also fighting games, of course, Skullgirls, because I just love the designs by Alex Ahad. Yeah, those are great. I used to be so obsessed with a couple of years ago, I was obsessed with Street Fighter, Darkstalkers and stuff. Mainly because they had a shitty cartoon, an American cartoon, and those are the worst things ever. You can find videos making fun of those, just videos of compiling all the worst moments of those TV shows.
I think you'll just like anything so long as there's a cartoon of it.
Yeah, especially a bad 80s or 90s cartoon like Saturday Morning Watchmen. I have all the VHS tapes to that. I remember there was an episode where Nixon came on for some reason, and he just he started wrestling with Hulk Hogan.
What?
Yeah, the Watchmen Saturday morning cartoon. Remember that one? Remember the theme song?
I thought that was just a parody.
Strong
on the
together, united forever. They're the best of friends.
I feel like Pan's trying to Shrek us.
What are you talking about? I have the VHS tape on my shelf. It's right there. I can.
Okay, I'll believe you, I guess.
Yeah.
Jim?
What?
Pan and I didn't tell you this, but the reason we did this podcast is because we need to have an intervention.
A Shrek-ervention?
Oh.
This is exactly what we're talking about. It's tearing us apart.
God damn it.
You mean it's Shrekking us apart?
Oh!
That's it.
That's it, Jim. We're calling rehab. We're taking you away.
You mean Shrekhab?
Put him in the van.
No, don't.
Take him.
I'm Shrekking fine. I'm Shrekking
Use
fine.
the chlorine. Use the chloroform.
No, don't. Get that Shrek ringe away from me. I know I was reaching. I apologize.
Oh, God.
If we said, including puns and the title Shrek 100 times, I feel like we've accomplished something here.
Oh dear, someone's gonna count them. Someone's gonna. I mean, if someone made a transcript for episode 1 of a podcast, then they're bound to count how many times we said Shrek here.
If somebody counts how many times we said Shrek and writes it down on a piece of paper, we'll give you a prize.
No, we won't.
No, I'm not doing that. You can give them a prize, Nolan, if you want.
It was a callback. It was a callback to earlier in the episode, you idiot.
Look, first one to do that. Yeah. First one to do that, you get to be a character in Loki IRL in the background or whatever. That's not much of a prize, but it's something. If that ever comes out. Yeah, but other fighting games, I loved all the ones that were so bad that were hilarious, like Shaq Fu, Shaquille O'Neal's fighting game where he goes into another dimension and he fights all these ninjas and witches and warlocks.
Shaq Fu is pretty good.
Yeah.
I like Shaq Fu.
They had a India Go funding for a new one of that.
Did it
I
pass?
remember that.
Oh, yep. They're gonna make another one, and it's officially endorsed by Shaq. I can't believe this.
What else is Shaq doing right now? You know?
Nothing. Selling out.
Hey, Shaq didn't sell out. He bought in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it got worse when he started, like, getting all those boxes from OneUp and making videos about that, and then talking about iPhone apps on his videos.
Is that true? He makes YouTube videos?
Yeah, it's really sad. He goes by the name RebelTaxi, and he just makes these sellout
videos. Oh, blah, blah. You Shrek'd us again.
Yeah, but other
I mean, sorry, I'm in recovery. He shark-tailed us.
Did you remember to take your pills?
Yeah, he shark-tailed us again.
Oh.
Oh, no.
But any other fighting games you guys like?
Well, I like the fighting game called Life.
I like the Power Stone ripoff Billy and Mandy did.
Oh yeah, that was good. Hey, for the audience watching this, like, would you all be okay if we did occasionally did a video game themed episode, like the topic like favorite 64 games or whatever?
I'm sure nobody would care.
Oh well.
I think they would be. I don't know if I would be talking that much though.
Just occasionally we do instead of just animation, we talk about a video game for a whole episode instead.
If I could I probably will just play video games for research. So
yeah. But next question, Cody Sweetman. Question.
Ooh, I like that name, Cody Sweetman.
Have you ever seen a movie being filmed on the set of one? Sadly, the only one I have been to is to The Judge when it was being filmed in my town I lived in.
What?
I also saw the set of The Zookeeper.
What? The Judge?
Yep.
Oh my god.
He was there for The Judge.
Oh my god.
Jim is so happy.
I can't believe this movie won't stop.
It's back.
You misjudged us.
Oh, yeah.
We're here again.
I remember that was the podcast where we were discussing Flash cartoons, web cartoons.
Yeah. That was
that was the joke in your Johnny Test review. He's back. He's black.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I've never been to a movie filming, but like at Comic-Con, like occasionally you'll run into like people being interviewed, and there was one time where I was seen on some interviews, some press things camera, like I know where I can find the video of it where I can see myself in the background, but I'll never tell.
You're gonna show us after the recording is done.
Yeah, I want to see those.
Nah, I don't think so, because it was a very unflattering image of myself.
Oh,
yeah.
Don't be a pussy. Anyway, can we? I think I want to kind of twist his question and also include like television shows, because then that's the only I can answer to. I was actually my sister. She's an she's an aspiring actress, and she doesn't live in the NC area like me and my pops do. And Sleepy Hollow was filming. So what she did was she said that she did live here, and she just like drove down here to shoot for the day. And she well, you can't see her in the actual episode, but she filmed for an episode in Sleepy Hollow. She was a background dancer in a club.
Yeah.
I
got to see some of the set.
Oh, was it cool?
Yeah, actually, the club they shot in was a communist-themed club.
What?
Whoa.
What?
Yeah, it had a bunch of communist paraphernalia all around.
What?
It was weird.
Was it like a Nazi club? Oh, no, wait, no, a Russian club.
Communism.
Okay,
whoops. Not the Third Reich.
Okay, whoops. Yeah. What?
It was just weird.
They have that joke in Wayne's World 2, actually.
Oh, Wayne's World 2, golly.
The club, it's a club in Wilmington, North Carolina. I think it's called the Spetsnaz.
That sounds very... I don't know.
No,
it was just aesthetic, I guess.
What?
But yeah.
Yeah, Wayne's World 2. Speaking of other Mike Myers shitty sequels, SHREK. 3 or whatever.
I wonder what someone should do a list of the best Mike Myers sequels because there's so many.
Like
Cat 2.
What?
Oh my god! Oh,
I'm kidding.
There's like two Austin Powers, Wayne's World 2, Shrek 2, 3, 4.
I saw what's it called, The Love Guru in theaters.
Yeah,
poor soul.
It was the fucking worst movie. One of the worst movies I ever sat in.
Oh yeah, Jim, you had an answer to our question.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So on my way to work, a lot I see Gotham filming, and I always when in New York when they film, they just have craft services. It's just like out, like it's kind of in the street in a parking space. And I always think like, what if I just grab like a muffin and I'll just be eating Gotham's muffin while I walk to work?
Please do it.
Yeah.
But I've never wanted. I'm always afraid because they're always around that they'd be like, oh, that guy's back. But there's always like Law and Order's always filming. But I actually one time, Spider-Man 2, the original Spider-Man 2, was filming. And you know that scene where he flies and at the beginning where he's delivering the pizza and he flies and gets those kids out of the way?
Whoa, he stole that guy's pizza.
Yeah. That scene, I saw them setting up the rigs to have him fly. But like we were there for like a couple hours and like nothing was happening, so we left. But apparently like right after we left, Spider-Man swung, or the stunt double for Spider-Man swung in and do all this stuff. So that's like the only cool one. The rest are like shitty. Like I don't like Law and Order. Is it Criminal Minds with Jim Caviezel? I see that one a lot. So
yeah.
Or Made in Jersey. What?
I only hope to God you could have saw the Law and Order Gamergate episode.
No, the one I definitely that filmed right outside my old apartment was this show that got canceled really quick. It got moved to Saturdays and they just burned off like 2 episodes in a night called Made in Jersey. And that filmed like a bunch of stuff right near where I lived. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to see that episode. But the show was so awful I didn't watch it. If anyone remembers Made in Jersey from a couple of years ago, it was on like CBS. Yeah, I was there. I visited the set of I was a background character in Venture Brothers. People always forget that.
What?
You were?
Oh yeah, because wasn't Ian a director on that show?
Oh no, I was fucking around.
Fuck.
I was gonna act like the show was like filmed. Sorry.
I don't know. I was expecting like them to draw you in the back just as a
no, I'm not in. I did visit the studio, and I have a script from an episode somewhere.
Oh, Astro Base Go, or was it
World
Leaders?
World Leaders. Yeah. So I visited there, so that's like something.
Yeah,
and I did visit Kids Next Door also. I visited lots of places.
You get in. I want to get into these places.
I don't really get in. I just like know someone. They're like, yeah, Jim, whatever. We don't care. And I'm like, hey, it's Jim. And they're like, oh, why do we invite him? Oh.
I can't believe people are just like, yeah, nobody gives a shit. Come in. What was Kids Next Door like?
I wasn't into the show, but the guy, like when I was there, I've never really watched the show, but the guy who ran it was nice. And I remember they kept talking about they were planning for a movie, but I never saw anything from that. So I don't know if that was just like blowing smoke or
could be just
whatever.
a TV movie.
Yeah, I don't know what they're. But they were nice, and like it was like a class I was in, and they like showed us everything and showed us animatics and like how several episodes are in production at once. Like they were really cool. Like he didn't have to be that cool, and then he came into our class also. Mm-hmm. So
that is pretty sweet.
Yeah,
but that was like it was close in New York, so it's like, you know, they were cool about it.
Yeah, the only animation studios I ever been to were the ones by Frederator, both in New York and Los Angeles. Someone working at an animation studio, please invite me to go there.
The only place I've ever been to that's an animation studio is none.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did I get you guys excited? No.
Yeah.
Also, I was you know, I did visit Pixar, and I basically came up with The Incredibles. It was like, that was a dumb joke. Cut that out, please.
No. Too late. That's extra editing time.
Yeah, I've noticed some of your editing's amazing, by the way. The one about where I worked was pretty good.
Oh yeah, because I don't know, I'll cut out a lot of stuff and make it seem seamless. Hopefully.
No, you made me like when I was listening, I was like, oh fuck, he just left that in, but then you like cut it in a way that I was like, oh, that was good. I thought, I don't know.
Oh yeah, well, it didn't reveal where you worked.
Oh
no, I know, but like you cut it in a way that like you wouldn't even notice that was cut out.
Yeah.
It was really.
That's
yeah. I mean, we don't want people to know that you work at Subway. Oh shit!
I've had enough of I've had enough of fucking Jared from Subway.
I used to.
God damn it!
I do enjoy the Subway now and then.
They keep today I was watching TV and there was a commercial for Subway and it was fucking Jared again saying, "Hey guys, I lost all this weight by eating nothing but Subway." Like, we get it, Jared. We get it. You ate nothing but Subway and you lost all this weight. You've been doing that for like 10 years. What have you done since then, Jared?
Well, I know he visits all the Subways because sometimes you go into a Subway and it's never one in like a really populated area. It's like one in the middle of nowhere and they have like pictures of them with Jared up on the wall. And you're like, wow, Jared came here? That's crazy.
I'm just surprised that Jared is still, a thing.
Jared, do something else with your life, you fuck, you has-been.
I hope he doesn't just eat Subway sandwiches because sometimes when I eat there, I'm like, I don't even know what to order. It's all like, I don't know. And now that they took the rubber mat,
I gotta be healthy. What?
Now that they took the rubber mat stuff out, it just doesn't taste the same.
Like, I imagine like Jared's like that guy from Futurama from that Willy Wonka episode, the one who's tired of partying.
Oh, Slurms McKenzie.
Yeah, Slurms McKenzie, like he can only eat nothing but Subway, and if he gains any weight, like Subway will just drop him.
I just want to watch a video with a few friends.
I just want to eat this entire cake, but Subway's not letting me. This cake was not made by Subway.
We can have a party. Just make it small, man. Make it small.
This is super off topic, but have any of you been to the like Chicago area?
Yeah.
Been to Illinois? Have you been to Portillo's?
What that?
It's a restaurant. And they have the best chocolate cake ever. Holy shit!
No, I've never been there. Portillo's.
You guys brought up cake, and it reminded me of their chocolate cake. Oh my god!
Yeah, I haven't been to Chicago since Spider-Man 2 came out. That's how I measure time. Like, what movie came out around this time?
I just like that you said that like I've never forgiven Chicago for Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2 was like the best one.
I remember I watched it.
Wait, which one? Amazing or the first Spider-Man 2?
First one.
Sam Raimi.
No, that is the best one. Yeah. That's a great movie. I love that movie.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the best one.
Yeah, I mean, Spider-Man 2 had the best game based on a Spider-Man movie, after all.
Oh, the one that's like a open world game.
Yeah, the first open world Spider-Man game where you can like pick up criminals.
That is a really good game.
You can pick up criminals and just throw them off the building, and then they just die, and then you can pick them up again and just throw them into the ocean, and they just sink to the bottom.
No, the best part is pile driving them into the ground from the highest skyscraper.
Yeah, you go on the Empire State Building and just get a criminal and just pile drive them to the very fucking bottom, and they die, but you survive with no repercussions.
They actually did that game was pretty accurate to New York, because remember, you'd play it with someone and they'd be like, see this building? That's the building we're in right now. You're like, holy shit, really? And you'd look at the street and you go, whoa, that's pretty close. Damn.
Yeah, they got the map layout.
That happened to you?
That happened to me a bunch of times. Like, everyone did that trick. If you were at their place and they're playing Spider-Man, they'd go, look at this shit. I'm on the building right now. Look out the window. Spider-Man's there. And then they push you out the window and you'd be in physical therapy for a few months. Anyway, let's move on.
And then the little kid's like, is shouting, hey, my balloon.
And then I remember having this little like weird fantasy thing. It sounds a lot creepier, but trust me, it's not. Where like I would do nothing but balloon missions because I felt so bad, and then like the people of New York would uprise against Spider-Man, but the kids would all be like defending him, holding their balloons, and be like, "Spider-Man helped save our balloonies." And like, the kids.
Hey, everybody gets one.
Oh yeah, thanks, Spider-Man.
That's like one of the better Family Guy jokes.
Spidey, you the man.
Oh, do you remember that Best Buy ad where he's like, Spider-Man, woo!
No.
Where'd you learn to drive a freaking cereal box?
It's like this Best Buy ad, and it's like this big black guy who is playing a Spider-Man game, and it's like they have this badly blue screen image of him in the game, and he just keeps yelling like, "Whoa, Spider-Man!
That sounds,
yeah!"
That sounds like the 64 Mario game where there was this super 90s kid saying, "Whoa, dude, check out this place! Look at this pyramid!"
Oh.
One of the best parts of that game was just going into clubs, and then all of a sudden the villains would be like, "Oh shit!" and then you just be like, "What up, son?" and beat them up.
Oh man, and then there were so many terrible lines from like the random Samaritans. Oh god, that's such a yeah.
Oh. I found the ad. It's 30 seconds. You should watch it.
Spider-Man, what's cracking, baby?
Oh my god. This is for the first game.
Oh yeah, it is the first game.
You're getting the girl. Saving the day. Yeah, go Spider-Man.
No link to this. Oh my god.
See, that game is so real. He doesn't even know where he is.
This.
Get no interest financing because this commercial was so fucking terrible.
Oh, that is like my favorite. I love that ad. He's like, Spider-Man, woo!
Oh god, this is terrible. I need to save this. I need to make a Spider-Man 1 game review just to show that commercial off.
You should keep the audio while we're watching it, have the audio of the commercial.
I will. Oh god.
Spider-Man, woo!
Jeez.
He should have been in the game.
I would. Oh, that reminds me, I think it was Spider-Man 3, the movie game you can play as Stan Lee.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
I think it was that one. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, that one has the level where you rip off all of Jack Kirby's ideas and don't give him any money. That's my favorite level. No, that didn't happen too much. Sorry, Stanley. I love you.
Damn, that's terrible.
Stanley just turns to his guards, and the guards nod, and he just, does that.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
So Jim's gonna die, and it's all because of Stanley.
Yeah.
The way he's gonna kill me is the same speech he gave at the end of Big Hero 6.
Damn, I'm going on IMDb and trying to look up any quotes I can find from Spider-Man 2, the movie game.
I remember going onto IMDb and looking at the Sonic movie, the Sonic OVA, and a whole YouTube poop was quoted.
What?
Yeah, somebody went in on IMDb and just changed and inserted this whole speech from YouTube poop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, YouTube.
IMDb does not give a shit.
Let me go into. I guess we should go into the final question. Ooh.
It's the final question. What's more awesome, a dinosaur or a polar bear? I'm going dinosaur. That's a question. Can I ask questions? I'm not allowed to ask questions.
No.
A dinosaur. People in the comments decide what's better, a dinosaur or a polar bear. A polar bear, and we'll also know if you listen to the whole podcast because this is at the end. So put how many Shreks we Shreked in this Shrek cast. And then that's 4 right there. And then put polar bear or dinosaur. And I'm not specific about the dinosaur, just to mix things up.
Well, let's answer this one. King Darthrog says, question, what type of camera do you recommend for filming live action? We're not live action. Why do you ask us?
Yeah, what the fuck?
You can use your iPhone.
Yeah, use your iPhone with
I was actually talking to someone who makes movies and stuff, and we were talking about how even something dumb like the selfie stick you can use to make movies. There's so much cheap equipment now that you can just get at a Best Buy and probably spend $20 and have equipment that 10 years before I'd have to spend $100 on. So like, there's so many. Just use a shitty camera and figure it out. That's the best way to do it. Like, just use your iPhone camera. Yeah. People are cool with that.
Make sure when you're using your iPhone camera, make sure it's like standing the long way up. That way the footage is in this stupid rectangle shape. That's tall rectangles. Do that.
Or understand, like, just mess around with it. Understand the limitations of your camera, because you don't want to be like shooting something and go, oh, ruh-roh.
Use Game Boy camera.
Remember? See, I was trying to be nice, and your Game Boy camera, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I forget what musician used it used the photo thing as an album cover. Like, they took a photo and they used that as their album cover. This big musician.
Oh, really?
I forget who. Damn. Hang on.
Sounds like something some band would do.
Yeah, let me look up Game Boy camera.
Or you can, I mean, it depends on what you're filming. Like, you don't have to.
Neil Young's Silver and Gold album was shot with a Game Boy camera.
Neil Young?
Yeah.
That is not what I expected. I expected like some Fall Out Boy ripoff or something.
No.
You know? Neil Young, wow.
Yeah, I guess like, this is what the kids are into these days, a Game Boy. I guess I'll use this.
Is this what the kids like? The Game Boy cameras? Okay.
I hope you don't mind me using a Game Boy, cause I'm a gay man. Yeah.
Oh, that's such a dad joke.
Oh, yeah. That hurt. That hurt to think about. Oh. But
you just Shrek'd your sense of humor.
Man, I remember in Game Boy camera, if you like press the exit button or the run button, there's always this creepy face that comes out that says, "What are you running from?"
Whoa.
It's true.
That's scary.
I know.
It's deep.
It's pretty fucking scary.
That's pretty deep, though, if you think about it.
Yeah,
That's
what Shrek texted me last night before I went to sleep.
Running away won't solve anything.
Running won't solve anything, laddie.
You can run.
You're gonna have an ogre of a time trying to outrun me.
Our ogre lord has betrayed us.
Oh.
Come ogre here, Vinny. It's time to play. Time to play some games.
Oh, but yeah, I guess this is the end of the podcast, the Shrek cast. I'm Pan Pizza. Who are you people?
I'm Nolan. I'm Ken.
I'm Ken. And I'm...
Ken didn't talk much this episode.
Yeah.
Neither did Emily.
Ken was mercifully quiet for once.
Yeah.
Emily.
He wanted to hear the Shrek discussion or the Shrek Shrek-cussin?
It was too
Shrek-cussin?
It's too profound for him that he has to sit there and think about it. He has to think about Shrek. He can't talk about it.
Oh, I'm Jim. I Shrek'd it up on this Shrekking Shrekcast. Shrek.
Yeah, this is the end.
Shrek.
No more fucking Shrek jokes.
Yeah, Jim is. This is the last podcast Jim's on because he Shrek'd up his chances.
Yeah.
No, I'll stop doing Shrek jokes. I promise. This is the last.
You're being shipped out tomorrow, Jim.
No,
Sorry.
Don't Shrek me out to Shrekalania.
We're revoking your green card, mostly because it's the source of all your Shrek jokes.
We already bought enough stamps to ship you out.
Man, how's no one made a Shrek green card joke? It's so there.
Mostly, I'm the first one who made it.
That's a good one. I you know what? We'll never top the Shrekness of that Shrek joke. So it's Shrekin over. I'm retiring Shrek jokes from the Pizza Party podcast.
And that's the end of the podcast. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Shrek.